Come into the room, 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 please. Thank you. Okay, that was definitely on the white beat. I don't know what I was doing there. I was trying to, trying to switch it up. All right, this is a loaded topic, okay? This is a loaded topic. This is a loaded question. There's so many layers to this. I feel like we could talk all day, but I don't have the time to do that. I've got some script reading to work on and have to go over my lines. So I'm going to be on here for a short time, but let's try to get it done. Let's try to get a conversation going about this. And believe it or not, if you're coming in and you're already on the defensive, then you clearly don't watch my channel. I'm happy to address this in an objective way, okay? I have addressed a lot of the gender war topics in an objective way, a lot more objective than most people. I'll put it that way, a lot more objective than most people. Let's be real. That's why nobody watched, okay? Y'all ain't here for objectiveness. Y'all ain't here for objectiveness. Y'all want to go to the YouTubers that's going to slam, that's going to drill, that's going to demean Black women or Black men or Black people as a group. Y'all want to go to YouTubers that pretend racism doesn't exist. And then you want to ask questions like this. Do Black women aid in the emasculation of Black men, right? Then you have people that would say, hey, you shouldn't even be talking like this because you not with a Black man. Like, sorry, I don't walk around with a, eggplant in my mouth 24/7, all right? But guess what? I was brought into this, okay? Because they're asking a question towards me, right? And I have a problem with it personally. Everyone knows Tichina Arnold. She's an amazing actress, an incredible actress. I love her work, and she was really, I loved watching Martin for her. I liked her more than I liked Gina. I found Gina to be very annoying, okay? But that interesting thing happened when Tisha Campbell had the falling out on set with Martin. And Tichina Arnold spoke on this. And what she said was, Tisha Campbell and Martin, they both didn't make her feel like she had to choose sides, right? And I found that interesting because it's like, isn't the side obvious if someone's being sexually harassed at work? Isn't the side obvious? So, yeah, and Tichina has spoken about her relationship issues as well. I believe her husband, I don't know if he was running around on her, cheating on her, but they broke up. She was married to a very tall Black man. He was, I believe he was a basketball coach at some college, okay? And they had accusations of infidelity on his part. Surprise, surprise. So, for Tichina to ask this loaded question, you have to wonder, is she Black male identified? And I believe most Black women are Black male identified. Blackness is often only seen through the lens of Black men, okay? So, and their experiences of Blackness, right? And your experience of Blackness as a Black woman is secondary to that. So let's start there with why she asked that question, right? This is someone that grew up in the film industry. And, to me, it shows that she is detached from what is going on in the current state of affairs of Black men and women, right? On a normal average level. She's definitely detached from that. Okay, so I'm gonna get that out. and put that out there. Very detached to ask that question, because to me, it shouldn't even be a question, right? The question implies that all Black women have a responsibility in how Black men feel about their masculinity, right? And I think that that is unfair. I think that with Black women being the more vulnerable of the sexes, without a doubt, women are the more vulnerable of the sexes, are they not? These type of questions further disenfranchise Black women. They further put us in a situation where we're responsible for how men behave, right? So I wish she would have worded it differently if she wanted to have this conversation. And it doesn't look like she wants to have a conversation, because she could have set her Instagram up and had the conversation. She wants to throw out a loaded question like this and then watch y'all scramble, with what it all means. So I was listening to a video by Hi Cosmic Journey, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Right, it's a very weird question. Like, what? Huh? To me, that's like asking, like, what are men's responsibility to a woman reaching orgasm, right? And now stay with me, okay? Most women statistically cannot reach orgasm during sex, okay? So they have to be stimulated in the other part of the body, okay? Right? That's near there, right? Okay, I'm not trying to get too detailed, but right, I've already gone too far. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not one of those women, okay? Okay, so I figured it out, you know what I'm saying, on my own, like I always do. And I don't worry about a man, you know what I'm saying? Because like I can handle that. I can get it done and I can get it cracking. Okay. So I'm not like the man's responsibility, and I don't believe it's a man's responsibility to make a woman climax. Okay. I believe that a woman needs to learn her body. Water was glistening all over my body. I believe a woman needs to learn her body, right? So in the same way, a man needs to know himself. A man needs to control himself. I believe that it further emasculates Black men to ask the question. You don't see no other, see y'all love to come to my channel and talk, nobody else talk about interracial dating. Yeah, but y'all. I didn't talk about interracial dating for years. Look it up. You can look at the chronological order of my videos. Even though I'm married interracially, I did not talk about it for years. Instead, I used those years to talk about post-traumatic slave syndrome, Black kids in foster care. Y'all didn't want to hear all that. Y'all didn't want to know all that. History of Afro hair. Y'all didn't care. All right. And what I'm not going to do is sit up here and talk about topics when okay, nobody cares. Okay, so let's talk about what y'all do care about. What y'all care about is being triggered and entertained. That's how y'all entertain yourselves. Y'all can't find, and I'm saying y'all to the majority of the indoctrinated, spineless, sad souls that are on social media. Okay? Especially when we're talking about, conversations like this. The majority. Y'all don't want to hear all that. But when I talk about interracial dating and or relationships, it's only Black people talk about that. Only Black people talk about that. Well, only Black women, which is not true, because Black men talk about interracial dating far more than Black women do. Only Black men are the group of men that are out here talking about how are you aiding in my emasculization, right? I don't see any other group of men talking about that. So that's one. I believe it further emasculates them to ask a question like this. You don't see any other woman asking a question like this about their group of men. I'm happy to sit back and let them be. Let it be, let it be. I'm happy to sit back and let them be. Whatever the hell it is they want to be. You see the thumbnail of this video. Who's aiding in the emasculization and the emasculation? Is it emasculation or emasculization? I'm going to say emasculation. Who's aiding in the emasculation of the man on the thumbnail of this video? It ain't black women. Who's aiding in the emasculation when Mano and other celebrity black men like him get online and talk about how they like slave play and they like to be called the N-word and they like to be beat, and that turns them on? Who's aiding in the emasculation when that is going on? You see a bunch of videos like it on TikTok. A bunch of non-black women walking these dudes around on leashes, talking about how they group ain't ish, telling them straight to their face, it's not it's not a win when a black man hits on you. Isn't that how Cynthia G's video opens? Like her channel opens with this video of a white woman and a black guy talking, and she's telling him, I'm telling you as a white woman, it doesn't mean anything for a black man to hit on you. And he's in a relationship with this woman. Who's aiding in their emasculation then? And I think that the answer to all of that is they are aiding in their own emasculation, right? When we look at the 90s, right? Dave Chappelle spoke on this. See, they get in their feelings if it's not a black man talking about it. But it is what it is. Don't bring me into it. Don't ask questions about what can I do about how you feel about your manhood. I can't do nothing about that. I can't do nothing about that. Dave Chappelle spoke on it long before anyone else did. He said, look at all these black men having to wear dresses for comedy sake, for entertainment's sake, to get work in the industry's sake. Who aided in that? Was it a group of black women behind them being like, come on, boys, you can do it? No, in the hell it wasn't. No, in the hell it wasn't. You think I liked going to school and anytime you do something, they call you Shanae because a black man decided to wear a wig and a dress? Do you think I like that? You think I would aid in what ultimately ended up at my feet as a black woman? Y'all playing dress up. They bring that shit to the black woman. They don't bring that back to y'all. So it's also very interesting. Right, Cosmic Journey said, I figured it out. Thank you. I ain't waiting for nobody to get what I want in this life. Nobody, okay? I'm gonna reach climax, okay? I figured it out. So now that I figured it out, now I can help you further to understand what it is I'm looking for, okay? But yeah, I'm not one of the many women that statistically can't reach that, okay? I'm saying right now, it's a blessing. It's a blessing, okay, truly. Okay, Sunshine, what's up? Sunshine, Guide to Empowerment says, yes, Danie, tell it like it is. Okay, that's what we're here to do. And I'm happy to have this conversation on an objective level. Let's be clear. I've posted pictures on my community tab. It's so funny. I'll post pictures of interracial couples. Oh, I'll have black women come in. You trying to trigger? You trying to trigger my man? Don't mess with my man. They all of a sudden they turn into a failed girl group. I'll be the one to bring it to you. Like, you ain't bringing shit to me, huh? Here's a little advice for you. Okay, let me tell you something. I post black families on my community tab. It don't get likes. It don't get comments. Y'all don't engage with it. I don't have black men under the comments when I've posted black families saying, thank you for showing us the way we want to be seen. Because they don't give a fuck about being seen like that. It never happened. You can go scroll down. You have to scroll down a bit. But you can scroll down and find pictures I posted of black families. And all I got was, you know, a lot of angry black women being like, why are you showing this? I don't want to see it. I didn't get any black men being like, you know what? I want to see it. I'm happy to see it. Thank you for posting us in the way we want to be seen. I didn't get none of that. And why do I have to promote your family? That's not my family structure. That's not what my family looks like. But I do it anyways. So again, I'm going to continue to let y'all know. Y'all are not who y'all think y'all are. Y'all think y'all some spiritual, connected to the earth group of people that, you know, we love each other, we there for each other. But social media and the Black femicide rate suggests otherwise. Social media, the Black femicide rate, and the poor schooling and education of Black children in America suggests otherwise. So we'll start there. So I don't care how you see yourself. I care about what I see. And what I see doesn't add up to who y'all think that y'all are. So if you want change, as I always say, be the change you wish to see. If you want Black women to support you more as a Black man, support Black women more. That's all you can do to make that happen. You're not going to be able to shame them. Look, Black men didn't care about Black women. We were trying to shame them for decades about dating out. They were trying to shame them for decades, but still would refuse to date out themselves. But they would sit there and try to shame them. Oh, you only want her because she swallow. You only want her because you only want a non-Black woman because she'll put up with your this and that. That didn't stop Black men. In fact, they kept doing it. More and more and more and more and more. It did not stop them. You know what makes them stop in their tracks now? The fact that they see Black women doing it. Now all of a sudden they understand what it feels like to be a part of a community where everyone's talking about we here for each other, we there for each other. But yet these dudes are out here uplifting women that don't look nothing like you, clowning you for the way you look, clowning you for having the same skin color as them, the same hair texture as them. That's what's going on. A YouTuber called Jeremy L. Holloway. He has 50,000 subscribers. I believe he's one of these Black guy YouTubers that's like, hey, I'm here to, you know, promote Black love, right? And he said, I don't know if you'll hear it in the clip that I'm going to play, but he has said, let me try to find an image of him to share with y'all. He has said, you know, I'm trying to uplift Black women, right? So that's where he's coming from with this, okay? He did a live very short while ago. He did a live called Do Black Women Aid Emasculating Black Men? Okay, that's what it was called. And I want to play some of that video for y'all here and now. If you're in the room, please thumbs up the video and subscribe. Appreciate, I see that y'all are doing that, and I appreciate your support. Again, you know, a lot of people want to hear, you know, rage, and they want to hear the drill. And, you know, I'm not eager to come off with that. I will if I have to. But let's start discussing this from an objective place. Okay? As objective as we can be. I believe Jeremy L. Holloway was trying to approach this from an objective way, but that's very difficult to do when ultimately he is a Black man and he's going to have his opinions based on his life experience. Aren't we all? But you can still, you know, be respectful. Okay, so let me share with y'all the screen. Okay, so this is Jeremy L. Holloway, and he was discussing this. And because I don't often get a lot of Black men on my channel that are willing to discuss things in an objective, respectful way, I will play this video because I feel like he's having a conversation that, you know, we can vibe off of. Okay. Living with the Lovings. Hi, lovelies. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. All right, Cosmic Journey says they're fine with being emasculated. Look at the guy in the thumbnail. Look at this Mano situation. Look at them dressing up as women for decades to get a check. Y'all wasn't asking our Black women aiding in the emasculation when that was going down. Because they didn't have a problem with the emasculation. Do y'all get it? And to this day, they dress up. They still dress up to this day. Pretending to role play a ghetto, a hood Black woman. They still do it to this day. So shouldn't you bring that question to the mirror? The man in the mirror, okay? Make that change. You understand? Make that change. What's up, Black Widow Rowe? Good to see you. Thank you, Cosmic Journey. Appreciate you. Black Widow Rowe says Black men don't like children or women. That's a lie. Oh, Lord. Right? Okay. True. All right. Lovely says, so successful Black women emasculate men, but successful power couples of other races are not screaming, he emasculated. LOL. Why in the world do we allow the logic to run wild? Exactly. I don't see any other group of people in the world where the women are being like, we're emasculating them, and the men are like, you are aiding in my emasculation. Why do you feel emasculated? Why can't you understand the world, the way that it's running? Why can't you understand the dynamics of what's happening and still empower yourself? Why are you waiting for someone else to empower you? Then to that, I guess they'll say, why do you want us to protect you? Again, I'm not asking nobody that feels powerless to protect me. Okay, so don't get it twisted. When you're the type of man that consistently creates baby moms for fun, the nuclear family is triggering. Thank you. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. A lot of these guys want to talk about Black women emasculating them, but the majority of Black women that I see emasculating Black men are the women that they made single mothers. So that sounds like a personal problem. That sounds like a personal problem. I talk about issues. I talk about things that are happening, but I have no intention of emasculating any man. I've been in a relationship with my husband for over a decade, and I understand that men have feelings too. I understand that. But what we're not going to do is allow y'all to keep coming online saying the same old shit, and then you have nobody to come up against that. And you guys get to build the narrative of what's going on. No, that's it. It's not going to happen. So let's take a listen to what Jeremy L. Holloway has to say. It's just a quick little listen here. Man in the mirror. Y'all better go to the mirror. Make that change. All right, let me play Jeremy L. Holloway right now.
Danie is trying to separate us, though. Why is that? Why are they going so hard to separate Black men and Black women? What is Black men and Black? What don't we see, but they see, to feel so strongly to separate us? Why are Black people the only people they're trying to separate? I don't see this in the Asian community. I don't see this in the Latino community, Mexican community, white community, the Indian community. I don't see this in none of their community, but they go hard to separate us. Why they care so much about what we doing? Why they care so much? I'm just asking a question, y'all. That's all. Why do they care so much about Black people? They're going out of their way. They're going out of their way. It's something we don't know. It's something we don't know. Who this? Yo, you can't talk. You too close to the camera. You got to back up. I ain't gonna let let these folks see you. And you got your neck and shit in the camera's over with. Yeah, look. See what I'm saying? They gonna leave out. They had the camera right here on they. No, hell no. Get your ass out of here. Get your goddamn. Get up out of here. Anyway, y'all. What the? I guess they didn't know I can see that. I can see them before they jump on. They know something that we don't know as black people. While black men and black women are fighting, then they sit back like we doing a great job. You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. When they watch us just sit back and fight with each other to where we can't even have a conversation because they jump in and try to cause destruction to make sure we're not having good dialogue. They try to make sure that we're not coming together as men and women, as black men and black women. They try to make sure that we're not doing that. So they come in with these bullshit pages trying to start some stuff that not even there. They trying to start something to make it seem like, oh, see, y'all can't even have no conversation. We can't because y'all keep trying to jump in. And why y'all keep trying to jump in? Because they know something that we don't know. Why black men and black women saying, y'all so messed up. Y'all, the black women messed up. The black men messed up. And they seem like, yeah, keep believing that. We need to have these conversations in private spaces. Facts. That person thought they were finna jump on you, and now they're not even in the comments no more. Come on, man. Just look just saying stuff. Come on, man. Anyway, anybody else want to call in, man? A person. I sit back, I be like, man, it's almost impossible for y'all to find that right man, that right woman. Y'all got so much hatred and y'all controlled by this social media stuff, man. But you can't even look the black woman, that black man in the face and have a articulate conversation. A lot of y'all find out more about your man or more about your woman via social media than you do just having a conversation with them. Y'all don't even just having you understand how many relationships have been ruined because the people in the relationship literally listen to the people outside the relationship more than the people in it. Your woman or man can tell you can tell your boyfriend or girlfriend, husband and wife can tell you something, but it doesn't make sense to you until somebody else tell you. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I had a woman one time, story time. I had a woman one time, she had a full boyfriend. She married to him now. Had a full dude. Called me for some advice. I literally, what I say, yeah, you right. He said the same thing. And I said, if he said the same thing, why did you need me to tell you the same thing? Why couldn't you listen to what he said? Why did it matter what why did it register with me when I said it, but not with him when he said it? Why couldn't you listen to him? She was stuck. I'm like, bro, I just saw I look at how many men and women you ruin your situations, ruin your relationship because you believe everybody but the person that you with. Why y'all with these people then? If you don't have enough control to listen to the person that you with or trust the person that you with, if you need access to their phones, you need access to their social media, you care about them. Listen, as a man, I don't care if a dude look at my woman. I know you're gonna look at her. I don't care if my woman look at a dude. You think he attractive? That's fine. You sit with them. I don't give a her. But it's a different world when you trust that woman that you with. I know how these dudes be behaving, but I know my woman though. They do that. Motherfucker, and you talking about celebrities. Like you're not smarter. You're not that intelligent. And look at Miss J riding with him. Hey, 2 trolls. I kicked them off. That's how. Well, then they came back to talk to me. Why you so infatuated with me? And what you said all this, you sound dumb. You don't have to listen to it. How smart are you? You don't have to listen to it. Numerous celebrities have came out, man. Just give me the money, not the fame. Because they have to do certain things. A lot of the relationships are manufactured. They got fast. See, I used to get upset with them, but when I realized you can't talk to a troll, because they would never say anything to you face to face, not even in person, but just on a live, because they're gonna look dumb as hell. That's why they won't call in. That's why they won't join the live and show their face. They would sit in the comments because they know that's the only safe space they have. What I tell you, unblocked them twice. And a lot of people in the comments, they just say things like they were saying. It's no point. He blocked the truth. I did what I did. Come on, man. Actually come together and because the only problem with Black men and Black women is that we won't sit down and have a conversation that's beneficial. We sit down and finger point. They want the people who are trolling. If I was on here talking about Black men, ain't the Black men, they'll be patting me over the back. Yeah. If I was on here talking about Black women in negative fashion, they'll be patting me on the back. But the fact I'm on here trying to get Black men and Black women to actually have a conversation, that is the thing they don't like. That's the reason why you would have certain people that talk down on their own race, the Black women and Black men. They get more views. They give you more views by speaking negative to each other. But a person like myself that's trying to get folks to come together, my content is banned.
Okay, so let me address that. Just the last minute. I don't know what those other few minutes were all about, So in the last minute, he talks about how Black YouTubers that speak disparagingly about the other sex get more views. Okay, so if you know that, then it is what it is, right? You have to have a very narcissistic mind to believe that you can change people. And see, I've talked to you guys a lot before about post-traumatic slave syndrome by Dr. Joy DeGraw. That was a imperative reading that allowed me to really understand why Black people are so dysfunctional in this society. Okay? One, you are in a society, you are in an environment that you were forced to be in. And this is pertaining particularly to the descendants of American chattel slavery, the Black American experience. Okay? Specifically. We did not migrate here. We did not immigrate here. I'm going to have a conversation with the Black people that are calling themselves Black Indians, that are claiming enslaved people are immigrants. So if you've heard of this conversation, there's a conversation like that going on. I want to bring some of them on the channel and have a conversation about that. But let's be clear. Enslaved Africans in America did not immigrate here. They were forced here. They were kidnapped here. You're in an unnatural environment in every way, shape, or form. That's just the bottom line. And so if you don't understand what is innate for you as a melanated person of African ancestry, if you don't understand what you need as a melanated person of African ancestry, and you just buy into everything that you're being told here, you're going to be indoctrinated and you're going to have a hard time. Every Black person in America should be reading post-traumatic slave syndrome. Every Black person in America should be reading books on psychology to understand what has been done to them generationally on a systematic level here in this country. But y'all don't do that. That's why I don't have a lot of conversations about this stuff, okay? Because I'm not going to waste my time. I don't have some false idea that I can save y'all. Anybody. They don't want to be saved. People don't want to be saved, okay? So that's why, unlike a lot of Black women YouTubers, and you'll see them, they'll come on, they'll give you content. If they don't get the views they want, they'll leave. I've been getting the same, my views have increased probably 1% every year I've been on here. I mean, it's very small. And I don't care. I don't care because I understand y'all mentality. I understand what y'all interested in, chaos and dysfunction. I understand that I could do that and get more views. And then I understand myself and that I'm not going to do that because I don't care about clicks and views and internet attention, okay? I have bigger goals in life. So I think that Black people need to understand that when you are in an oppressed group of peoples, and Black people are not the only peoples in America that suffer oppression, okay? There are multiple groups of people in America that suffer oppression. Okay, white women feel they suffer oppression. You can tell them that they don't because they also can oppress. That's the type of stuff that Black men don't understand. They don't understand how you have some power over your women and children. They don't understand that. They don't want to understand that. But the bottom line is you can be oppressed and you can be oppressing. When I think her name is Kim Foster for Harriet, when her and Julesy talk about how cisgender, heterosexual Black women can punch down and, they can hurt people, I think they're speaking from their personal experiences as people that have had some sort of semblance of class privilege as Black people. Because I know a lot of poor Black women, and they could give you a really nasty attitude. Okay, I've been physically harmed by cisgender Black women. Physically harmed. And I will still say they have no systematic power in America. They don't over anyone. They can harm each other. They can harm their children. They can harm, these Black foster women that hurt children. But that's a very personal level of things, okay? That's not a systematic experience of Black women. And I will say that as someone who was abused and assaulted by Black women, okay? So that's why I don't have any videos being like, cisgender, heterosexual Black women, you're punching down I don't believe the collective of Black women have any power to punch down on any other group of people, sans perhaps their children. And of course, you have to take into account the father or lack thereof father presence in the home as well, okay? But the bottom line is these women are speaking from their experience of feeling like they have some sort of power to punch down. Good for you. Good for you. So you gotta read psychology books to understand that oppressed people that are in groups of people, all right, individuals who belong to disenfranchised, devalued, oppressed groups of people in America, they're going to suffer from mental illness because of this. They're going to suffer from mental illness because of this. Because it's not normal. It's not normal to be oppressed. Have you ever watched a movie and just the whole time, a movie about two different groups of people, and the whole time another group was being oppressed, the end? I mean, besides movies about Black America, no, I haven't seen that. Because that's not what people do. They don't sit up and put up with shit for hundreds of years, for generation after generation. They fight back. But the indoctrination here, the gaslighting here is cunning. It's very cunning. And y'all think that y'all can create these echo chambers among each other and escape that cunning. And I'm telling you, you can't. You must educate yourself beyond schooling. I have my bachelor's, I have my master's, but still I educate myself about what the hell is going on, about what I'm going through. So I'm not walking around projecting what I feel onto other people. So I feel like that's something that, you know, groups of people like Black men and white women, for example, who simultaneously experience their intersectionality being oppressed and oppressors, they have a hard time with that. And if you're not going to acknowledge that you can both, it's the same thing with lighter skinned people, with lighter skinned Black people. You know, I mean, lighter skinned Black people will make themselves victims all day. Some of them, not all of them, you know, but they'll be like, oh, Black people didn't like me because I was light skinned. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, you have to understand that we live in a society where you can't have this amount of racism and there be no colorism. Okay? You guys can't continue to acknowledge racism and then pretend colorism doesn't exist. Racism is based on color, all right? It's not based on the feelings of the heart. It's based on color. That's why white people come here from the east, the west, the north, the south, all different places. And in the end, they all join together to say we're better than those melanated peoples. They have nothing in common but their skin color being lacking of melanin. So if you're not going to take accountability, all right, and when we talk about accountability, I've told you guys before, I had to take accountability for why my life doesn't look the way I want it to look. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is about. These guys are upset. I don't know why Tashina Arnold posted this question. I don't know. I don't know what conversation she was having with a Black man. I don't know what post that she saw. I don't know what maybe even guilty feelings she may have. You know, I've never been in a intimate, romantic, monogamous relationship with a Black man. So I can say without a doubt, I've never given birth to one. I've never been one's baby mama. And I've never cussed one out in public. But again, my relationship with my husband for over a decade now, I've had to check myself and be accountable and say, just because you had to run things and you had to take care of your brothers and your sisters, your father's children, just because you had to do that doesn't mean now that you don't allow this man to be a man, to be the man, and to, you know, make the choices he needs to make and to stand as a man on his own. I observe this from observing a lot of Black women in relationships with Black men, to be honest. I would observe them talking over the guy, getting in arguments with the guy. Me and my husband have a rule. We don't argue in public. We don't argue in front of other people. If he says something I don't like, I will address it later in private. I'm not going to correct him in front of other people. I'm not doing that. Now, it sounds like to me that this is what Black men want from their relationships with Black women. Now, let me ask you a question. What are you giving to Black women to ensure that for yourself? My husband is a really great provider. He protects me with the various power that he has, right? Societal power, financial power, physical power. Y'all think protection is only the physical. It's not. It's not, you know? And even still, he's not perfect. Things didn't go perfect. We had a lot of bumps in the road. I'm not here to make my relationship sound like a fairy tale in comparison to Black relationships. My point is, I do the work. And I understand that men should not be emasculated. and I don't emasculate men. Now, what I observe is women in romantic relationships with y'all mamas and or y'all baby mamas emasculating you. I don't have that type of relationship with any black man. So, as a black man, now you need to look at it and say, what am I doing that's allowing this to happen? One, maybe you're living in your mama's house, right? If you're in your mama's house, then she gets the final say. You're in her home. I see a lot of young people. Shout out to the young people. You know, Gen Z, I always shout y'all out. You guys do a lot of great things. But one of the things that I think you guys are struggling on, Gen Zers, right, is this, oh my God, it's so awful when your parents kick you out at 18. I grew up in foster care. I didn't have nobody taking care of me, never, the fucking end. So the idea that a kid could just be living with me for life, I'm not feeling that. And I know that I will have a place for my child to be. And I know that my child will never have to worry about being homeless. But they're going to have to worry about being an adult and paying their own bills and taking care of themselves. They're going to have to start thinking about that in their teenage years as they're going into adulthood, right? Because, see, y'all will say, how could you kick your kid out? How could you kick your kid out when they turn 18? But you're also telling your parents, I'm 18. Why are you telling me I have to be home by 11? I'm 18. I want to have sex. I want to smoke and drink. You're not doing that in my house. You're not doing it in my house. No adult is. If you're 40 years old and you need a place to stay and you're asking me for a place to stay and I let you stay at my home, you're not doing things in my home that a grown person who pays their own bills can do. You're not. So if you feel like your mama is emasculating you, are you an adult living in her home? Get out of her home. Get your own place. Y'all sit up there, we built this and we built that. So go build another one. Go build another one. Get your own place, builders. And your mama won't have the power to emasculate you. Do y'all understand that? Accountability. Romantic relationships. Look, what kind of woman are you choosing? I'm the type of woman that observed other women in relationships for years before I entered my first relationship with my husband. I was 24 years old. And my husband was my first serious relationship. So by that point, I knew that these women out here emasculating their men, yelling at their men in public, they look like clowns. They both look stupid and it's embarrassing. And I will never have that dynamic with my husband, and we're not going to do that. Now, don't get me wrong, we get into some heated discussions when we're out in public. You know, if we're taking the dog on a walk, we might get into a heated discussion. I'll probably get more heated than him. But the point is, if we're out among people, if I'm out with friends or family, I'm not checking my husband and be like, why you say that? Why you do that? Why you snapping? And I'm not doing that. It's not going to happen. That's why a lot of people don't want to be around us, because they've come around us in their partnerships embarrassing themselves, and they observe we don't do that. So people will become haters, okay? So if you're in a romantic relationship with a woman that does that, you should have chose better. Choose better. Choose better. You want her measurements to be 29, 26, 34. You want her to have a big old booty. You want her to look her to have amazing, wig application skills, because you want her to wear that wig. And lying as hell to say that y'all like natural hair because the streets suggest otherwise. Instagram suggests otherwise. So you want her to have cosmetology skills that will make her be able to make a wig look as if it's growing out of her head. Y'all have all of those demands. It never passes me that the cool guy, the swaggylicious guys started hitting on me after my husband helped to level me up. My husband helped to level me up. Y'all didn't take me as I was the way my husband took me as I was. So now with my husband's money, leveling me up, level out. Now it's sudden, look at her, look at all these nice things she got. Oh, hey, I don't want y'all swaggylicious behind in my face. swagalicious. Never have, never will. Now, I like funny guys. I don't do swagalicious. You licking your lips. You keep rubbing your hands like Birdman around me. Get to stepping. Okay? I do men with jobs, men with careers. That's what I find attractive. Again, sapiosexual. Look it up. Become one. Okay? A sapiosexual will never lose. Okay? So, we've addressed how you can fix feeling emasculated by your mama. Get out of her house. How you can fix feeling emasculated by your romantic partner. Stop choosing women who could care less about whether or not you feel emasculated. Now we'll get to the baby mamas. Stop making baby mamas. I'm not going to tell these women that y'all left with y'all kids to be nicer to him. No. That's not my problem. It's not my responsibility. Stop making baby mamas, because it don't matter what color the baby mama y'all make, she will get online and emasculate y'all. We've seen it time and time again. Okay? The white baby mamas y'all make, Asian, Latina, it don't matter. They all are here to clown you now. And what you want us to do? What you want me to do? Jump in front of them and take the hits for you? Y'all made them. I'm not going to tell a woman how to react to having to raise a man's child on her own with no financial support and him, being a fucking dusty. I'm not going to tell her how she should respond to that. You make a woman a baby mama, be prepared to be emasculated. And sadly, she's going to be emasculating you in front of your children. So sad. That's the life y'all chose. Practice sexual responsibility and accountability. Okay, so I just gave y'all, look at that. 3 ways to help yourself. If you're feeling emasculated by Black women outside of those 3 circumstances, there's something wrong with you. Maybe you didn't have masculinity to begin with. Okay? Let's take a look at the definition of masculinity. Okay. Masculinity. I'm going to go back to Jeremy Holloway because he's got more to say. Please make sure you guys are thumbs upping the video and subscribing while you're here. Okay, so I'm going to show his video again. But right now, I just want to take a look at the definition of masculinity, because sometimes it helps to see things, right? Okay. Masculinity, qualities or attributes regarded as characteristic of men. That's it. That's it. You should be defining that for yourself. You should be defining that for yourself. When I see a woman cussing a guy out in public, I assume that they have a toxic relationship. Whose fault is that? Whose problem is that you're in a toxic relationship? What you want me to do about it? If I see a grown man being cussed out by his mother, I assume he's living with her. Sounds like a personal problem. That's it. To have masculinity is a set of attributes, behaviors, and roles associated with men and boys. Masculinity can be understood as socially constructed. Okay, so understand that. You guys have a socially constructed idea of what manhood and masculinity means to you. And I know a lot of LGBT Black men have spoken about this in regards to this very topic under the comments of Tashina's Twitter. Adrian's Expression, who is a YouTuber that I've always loved and watched him I've watched him for years, right? And he said, I don't have it saved, but he said basically, like, you guys are the ones setting the tone for masculinity. You guys are the ones telling other Black men that they're not masculine. So shouldn't y'all start there? When I've had LGBT Black men, I've seen them fight harder for Black women than I've seen straight Black men do. I've seen them go harder for what they believe in than I've seen straight Black men do. I've seen them work harder. I'm just saying, like, but y'all will tell those men that they're not men. And then you want to come crying and saying it's women's responsibility? Come on. And there's also evidence that some behaviors considered masculine are influenced by both cultural factors and biological factors, right? So who controls the culture? According to y'all do. Who controls your biology? That damn sure not in Black women's hands. Simple definitions, okay? So am I not merciful? Am I not merciful? I just gave y'all, you see what I'm saying? You asked, which it's not my responsibility to help you with that, but since you need help, there's some help. There you go. Apparently y'all didn't, that's common sense to me, but okay, there you go. What more can I do for you? I can't do much more for you than that. Lovely says, thank you for being you. I appreciate you being so sincere. Oh, thank you, Lovely. I appreciate you. Hi, Fred DK. Good to see you. Amanda D. Panda says, nope, class and education would give Black women the ability to punch down. It's more like sub-punching down since the collective Black women are seen as a monolith. The power structure isn't in balance, Black women to Black women. I agree. Class and education, more so class, definitely give Black women the ability to punch down. And that's why, right, you say I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you as well. And the Black women who are in those positions, look, we got a whole lot of new money. Okay? I just got this ish. I ain't going nowhere. Okay? I grew up poor for way too long. Okay? So I'm going to celebrate with it. Turn up. I don't have power to do nothing to nobody. I don't have power to punch down on nobody. It would just be my personal opinion. You know? Now, if I had physical custody of a child, you know, I'm very serious about the abuse that I saw and endured from Black women to children, to Black children growing up. But they're not talking about that, Julesy and Kim Foster for Harriet. They're not talking about that when they're talking about cisgender Black women punching down. They're talking about them being able to punch down on other groups of people, which I don't agree with. Unless the people are Black children, I've never seen that ability that a Black woman has. A Black woman can be in the hood with 5 kids and, you know, she doesn't like LGBT. Okay, but how is that punching down? That's just her negative opinion. She can't do anything with it. She gotta take care of these kids. She has no power. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's in regards to that. But again, they are projecting because they feel the power that they have to punch down. You know, I'm not gonna sit up here. Yes, I'm living good, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden. Okay, I'm doing that now. You know, but my life is a constant healing journey because of the trauma I endured as a Black girl. So you're not going to tell me that I have the power to punch down on anyone when every day I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to get through it. I'm trying to heal. Now, if you don't have to heal every day because your parents were middle class and not middle class, and good for you. Speak from your personal experience. Don't generalize and say cisgender Black women, you know, don't do that. So I disagree whenever I see them say that, you know. Mon chéri, ma chérie, amour. Good to see you. Freddie K says, are you back from UK? I am. That's why I'm so loud. Okay? I was whispering in the UK. I felt like, you know, antisocial behavior. One of the things in the UK is antisocial behavior. Like, you're not supposed to act anyway, you know. So I was like, oh my God, I don't want to like end up in some UK prison, feeling like Oliver, asking for some more, you know. You got to pick a pocket or two. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna end up like Oliver eating gruel, you know. I had a fun time in the UK, but I'm not here for traditional UK dishes, okay? If they was feeding me that black pudding that they have for the English breakfast, oh Lord, I have to be in control. So I was whispering and keeping it chill in the UK, but I am back. I had a good time, and it was very nice to just go over there and see how Black people are living. And I'm going to do a video on that experience later. So I'm digressing. Let's get back into it. Please thumbs up the video and subscribe if you're in the room. Me neither. I don't coddle any Black man besides my ex because we co-parent. I go days without talking to Black men. Yeah, same here. And I didn't ask for that. I mean, I thought that, here, and let's go back to accountability, right? So I was a person when in my younger days, okay, and I would say up till I was 30 years old, I was a person that you could cross my boundaries, okay? You could cross my boundaries. I set no boundaries with people in my life. They could say whatever they want. They could do almost whatever they wanted. And I was always trying to make the relationship work. I've talked to you guys before about, the lack of relationship that I have with my biological siblings, my family of origin in general, right? So I have no relationship with my family of origin. My mother's passed. My great-grandmother is passed. And, my great-grandmother was my best friend. But the trauma of growing up in foster care, of being Black in America, is a lot. I think it's a lot for a sibling group to have to deal with. So I always tried to be the peacemaker. And I believed that I was being the peacemaker in the family because I love my siblings. I wanted us to be together. I don't ever want to deal with loss the way I had to deal with loss of my mother and my great-grandmother and my whole life. My grandfather, my uncle. It was like so many people always dying, right? And so I had a fear of my siblings ever thinking that I wanted them to know I loved them every day. As hard as I tried, I had a few siblings that would be like, you don't love me, and I was trying so hard. I literally didn't date because I wanted to set an example to them. So I didn't want to date just any old body. See, when they want to talk about, oh, why you ain't doing it, blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to date just any old body. And I wanted to break generational curses. So some dude trying to force me to sleep with him, that's an automatic no. No. If you're trying to force me to sleep with you, I'm not going out with you. I'm not going anywhere in private with you. It's not happening. Because that's trash behavior to me. That's not a man I want to be around. And so most guys that would hit on me would try to do that, right? I'm like, no, get out of my face. If you're not going to pacey it up, nigga, go. There's a wall right over there. There's a building right over there. Go paint me a mural. You better go study Dawson's Creek. I need pacey behavior. I want you to get pacey behavior. Well, fuck you, nigga. My husband gave me pacey behavior. That's who I am. That's who I am. I still feel like I deserve it. I feel like I deserve it. I feel like I deserved it, and I got it. And I had to wait till I was 24, but I got it. Okay, and I get it every day. Very blessed. But I had to go a lot of years by myself. Anyways, I had to come to the realization, accountability, that I'm letting them walk all over me. I'm going out of my way for them, not so much because I love them, but because I want them to love me. I want them to love me. Then, as soon as I stopped doing that shit, they proved what I had feared all along. They did not love me. Okay? And who knows if I'll ever have a relationship with my family of origin, my biological siblings ever again. Who knows? What I do know is they don't love me. Okay? And I was depressed for many years about this. And I'm not putting that on them to be like, you don't love me. No, it's fine. I have to accept the limitations of their healing. Do you understand? They're not at where I'm at. They may very well never be. If you're not on a personal healing journey, the chances of me wanting to interact with you are very low. I hate being around people projecting and they're an open wound. I don't want to be around that anymore. I'm not going to save you. I have to focus on myself. My health was horrible from the years I spent taking care of other people more than I took care of myself. So now that's all I care about. Sorry. So I would never tell them, unconditional love. That's what your mama and daddy is supposed to give you, unconditional love. You're not going to disrespect me and get unconditional love. But I wish you well. And all that shit I did for you, y'all was right. It wasn't because I loved you. It's because I wanted y'all to love me. Because I felt that disconnect. I felt no love. But you get no love. No love. I felt no love. I would go to hug one of my sisters. You see sisters Chloe and Haley? I would go to hug one of my sisters. She would do that thing where you like reach over. I had a friend that was doing this too. I had to cut that bit off. Okay, when I go to hug you and you give me a one-arm thing, bitch, did I fuck your man? Why are you one-arm hugging me and like leaning your body away from me? It's so many times of that I'm going to accept because I started loving myself. And when I started loving myself, I was like, hold on, I can't have people like that around me. You cannot heal in a toxic environment. So I had to let them go. I let them go. And they're free to be themselves. They don't have to worry about, they can date whoever they want. The dude can have 20 felonies. You can go out and marry and be with women that could care less about you as a black man. Y'all can do all of that. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to say anything to you because we don't have a relationship. Wish you well. Okay? Because I'm going to take accountability for why this is so messed up. And it's so messed up because I never put my foot down from the beginning. We teach people how to treat us. I taught them that they didn't have to give me reciprocity. I taught them that I would give to them and they could give me nothing in return. So as a man, how are you structuring your relationships? Do you love yourself? If you love yourself, you're not going to date some chick. I don't care how big her booty is. You're not going to date some chick. I don't care how light skinned she is. I don't care how much melanin she lacks. I don't care how great her frontal unit looks. You're not going to be with a woman that makes you understand that there's no love there if you love yourself. So, good luck with y'all. The point is, I don't have black men in my life. I interact with black men in professional settings. And it's always been decent. It's always been decent. Whenever I'm in a professional setting. You want to talk about emasculation? I hired 2.5 years ago. I hired a black male trainer to give his black ass money instead of going to the plethora of white trainers that were out there. And he emasculated himself. He was in a relationship with a non-black woman. He said all he cared about was him, what he saw in the mirror, and his non-black girlfriend. When I was talking to him about race, he told me he didn't care about that shit. And now I'm not the one to tell you don't care about that shit when you're a black man. So who emasculated him? And I'm observing him working other people out. And, it's like I'm like, you remind me of back in the day when, they was making y'all work them out back in the day too, right? For entertainment. He had to be a certain way or else those white people wouldn't have been there in that class with him. So who was emasculating him? There was only 2 other black women in the class. Yet I saw him as an emasculated individual. Who did it? It wasn't me. His need for white proximity, his need for white validation is what emasculated him. And that's what emasculates a lot of y'all niggas. A lot of y'all motherfuckers. A lot of you males. Okay? Is needing validation from other people. I believe that there is a toxic masculinity in the Black collective and Black communities. There is a toxic masculinity. Frank James proved that. Frank James, the YouTuber, the Brooklyn smoke bomber, the failure that he is. I mean, this dude was point blank range in front of people. They had one dude on the news. They interviewed this one guy on the news. I kid you not. He had bullet wounds. He had bullet holes in his clothes, but the bullets never penetrated him. I don't know why. Lousy at everything. Someone like him. And what are his videos showing us? I knew immediately when they were like YouTuber Frank James and they played a snippet of his video. It was just him saying like a sentence. I said, they're not going to play the rest of it because it's him downing Black women most of the time. And it was. This guy is just going on and on about how much he calling Black women turds. Projecting, because I know he feels like a turd because he looked like a turd. He looked like a motherfucking turd. You see what I'm saying? Destructive. He was allowed to behave that way in the Black community. He was allowed to behave that way on YouTube. YouTube is responsible for allowing this toxic masculinity to fester. His channel should have been shut down from what he was saying, the hateful things he was saying. They feed off each other in these echo chambers filled with hate. And then the hatred manifests into violence in real life against the only people that they feel they can have some power over. So it's got to be accountability. You know, I know a lot of Black guys are like, oh, well, y'all don't want to admit that y'all aid. I will never admit that I aid in a man feeling emasculated. I don't have a relationship with you, bruh. I don't know you. What are you talking about? I will never admit that. Never. I will never take responsibility for how another person behaves. Never. Unless it's my child. That's it. So part of being a man is taking responsibility and accountability for your actions. Not only for your actions, but how you see the world. Whose fault is it that you won't read psychology books to understand what's happening? So that you're not walking around totally confused 24/7 and believing weird, Hotepian ideas about things. I mean, there's this Hotep concept, right? That Black people created white people. So how are you now being oppressed by a group of people according to your backwards weird logic you created? You need to read history books and psychology books. You need to heal. You need to fill in the gaps of your warped mind with logic. If you won't, you guys are going to be weird. It's going to be a lot more Frank Jameses, and you're going to be walking open wounds for the rest of your life. So she gave solutions. Okay, I gave solutions. Now y'all skip over this video. Look, I saw people, they would come into the room and then they'll jump out because I'm not yelling and screaming. But then if I'm yelling and screaming, they're quick to run to the comments. Oh my God, you so loud. Why are you yelling and screaming? If you're not yelling and screaming, they don't want to watch the video. They don't want to be saved. They don't want to learn. They don't want to grow. They don't want to heal. They want to be angry, broken, and confused. And since that's how y'all want to be, why the fuck are you looking to other people to save you? Stop. Stop. I can't stand lip licking. Let me tell you something. I never liked LL Cool J. I never liked him. I was like, if you lick your lips one more time, stop licking your lips and looking at me. Okay? Just stop. Okay? Give this man some chapstick. Okay? Looked like he was wearing lip gloss. It wasn't for me. A lot of Gotti says that ridiculous lip licking, hand rubbing, and headshot neck tilting. I can't. Exactly. What are you rubbing your hands for? You need some lotion? God damn. Like, it's not for me. Okay? It's not for me. And, I've discussed how y'all made street culture, gang culture, rap, hip hop culture the main culture of Black people. As like, what was y'all doing before hip hop? Y'all do know we were doing things for generations. There was no hip hop. It was other music. We've made most of it, certainly the greatest stuff. But who were y'all before then? You know, my great granddaddy, I spent every Saturday at my great grandmama's house, and my great granddaddy would come over as well. They were divorced, but he would come over as well for his plate. And my great granddaddy came over every day, every Sunday, for his plate, and he was in his Sunday best. He was coming in from church every Sunday. I rarely saw my great grandfather not wearing a 3-piece suit. Black men were wearing 3-piece suits for a very long time, up until the civil rights movement. What happened? Then y'all all pretended, look, like I've told y'all many times, y'all don't have the bars for it. Bars. Y'all don't have the bars for it. You can't all be rappers. You're not all rappers. You're not all that good. I'm sorry. But a lot of y'all don't understand the entertainment part of it all. It's, I gotta be cool, I gotta be cool, I gotta be cool. They'll write bars. Look, I've been in freestyle rooms. They'll write bars and they'll be like, sitting there, hitting them up. Then I hit them with the mud. You know, and I'm like, okay, that's great, but where's the fire? Where's the energy? Entertain me. A lot of y'all lack that component, and that's why you'll never be successful in the rap game. A lot of y'all just don't have the bars. But you're not rappers. If you're not a rapper, why are you walking around dressed like a rapper, acting like a rapper? Why? Why? Why are you emulating that? Why is that the standard for you? Why isn't Malcolm X the standard for you? Y'all made y'all choices. You make your bed and you lie in it. Y'all have made y'all choices about what y'all want to look like out here, what y'all want to be, what y'all want to be seen as. And now you're looking for someone to blame. Man in the mirror, make that change. Okay, man in the mirror. You can enjoy hip hop without emulating a rapper. I love hip hop. A lot of the girls that come to my channel do not like hip hop. They feel like it's, that's part of Blackistan or whatever. Yeah. I don't. I feel like it's Black music. I've always liked hip hop. I love Nicki Minaj. I don't wear colorful wigs. I like to switch up my look, but I don't wear green and blue wigs. I don't dress like Nicki Minaj. I grew up listening to Trina, but y'all want to talk about some city girls. I grew up listening to Trina. Okay? I never acted like Trina said she was doing. You know what I'm saying? I never did none of that. I never aspired to or anything. I was able to compartmentalize. Trina is a rapper. She's rapping. This is entertainment. Okay? And I was in middle school being like, let her lick the dick, then I hit the it, hit from the back. I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Okay? But I wasn't trying to act like Trina just because I like Trina. You guys do that. You make that choice. Instead of figuring out who you are, who is your soul that was placed on this earth. It wasn't placed here to imitate someone else. You were placed here to be yourself. Who are you? A lot of y'all can't answer that question. Small minds discuss people. Great minds discuss ideas. A lot of y'all got small minds. And I don't know if that can be helped. I help myself. That's all I can do. So, you know, and give you some tips. But just like I said, we can discuss. You can be anti-racist, and we can discuss systematic racism without you walking around with this heaviness in your heart that everyone's oppressing me and everyone's out to get me. Yeah, you can have an understanding like people are not here for Black people in this society. I wouldn't walk around being like, they all love me, but you got to have some type of feeling of wholeness to yourself, not feeling like some fractured being, because I see a lot of Black people asking in spaces where we're talking about race and racism, and they'll say, why don't they like us? Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Bitch, I don't give a fuck if you like me or not. Red and yellow, black and white. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care. Because who the fuck are they that we should be trying to get them to like us? Get the hell out of here. So you have a long way to go in terms of empowering yourselves. I hope you figure it out. But what you will never do to me is project that bullshit onto me. Y'all, a lot of y'all are walking open wounds. You are hurt, projecting people. And I won't have that shit around me. Y'all love talking about one of the 48 laws of power. Did you listen to all of them? No. Did you read the whole book? No. One of the 48 laws of power is don't surround yourself with misfortunate people. I got people I know in the industry. They don't talk to me because how can I help them get to where they want to be? I'm trying to get to where they at. They don't talk to me no more. I know a lot of people in the industry. They don't talk to me. They don't care about my opinion about the entertainment industry or this and that. They don't care. They're on a different plane. It just is what it is. Please thumbs up the video and subscribe if you're in the room, please. I do see Black women online encouraging Black men that dress feminine, though. You know, I mean, and that's to each their own. You know, I understand the Black community sees things one way. I'm going to be honest. I support everybody. My life is on a spectrum. My gender, my sexuality. Look, I've told you guys, I'm a sapiosexual. I'm a demisexual. I'm a pansexual. You know what I'm saying? So to each their own, as long as you're not hurting anybody. You want to wear a dress, fine. But don't wear a dress to mock Black women and make a show of it. You know what I'm saying? Or what you want to do for yourself, you know, go ahead. It doesn't change how I feel in my womanhood. So I think that, especially Black women, right? We're always like, you know, we need more understanding. I think we need to be understanding as well, you know? I know that when I was younger, I definitely was like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Right? When a Black man would be presenting any sort of femininity. And now I'm at the place where I'm like, I think a lot of them want to be more feminine than they're allowed to be, you know? They talk about they won't let us cry and, you know, they won't let us ask for help. If that's what you guys want to do, like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not helping nobody that doesn't help me, but if you want to get some reciprocity, you know, okay. You know what I'm saying? But I know when I was younger, I would be like, oh, you know, why is he acting like that? You know, like expect ultimate manliness from Black men, you know? And it's probably because of the circles I'm in. You know, I'm in very artistic circles, but that's certainly not something that I feel anymore. You can be whoever the hell you want to be, as long as you're not hurting anyone else, you know? Yeah, UK food is gross. But, you know, I mean, I went to some really great restaurants, but like I said, those traditional dishes. Okay. Lovely says that's how they control you. Learned that the hard way. Fear of losing family was my biggest struggle. Absolutely. And that is exactly how they control you. And again, that's how I realized these people do not love me. I don't know if they have the capability to love themselves. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else. And you can tell somebody loves themselves by how they talk about themselves, how they treat themselves, the grace that they give to themselves and other people. You can tell if someone loves themselves. And what I'm telling y'all now is most of y'all don't love yourselves. You're very hard. You're very critical on other people because you're projecting, because you don't love yourself. And that's a journey and that's work. It never ends. Every day you have to make a choice to love yourself. Every day. And if you're not making a choice to love yourself every day, then you can't turn around to somebody else and say, I love you. You can't. And therefore, when I see people who are hurting, wounded, unhealed, I think it would be stupid of me to go to them and say, how can you help me? They can't help themselves. And that's what we need to understand about each other when it comes to this gender warring. Everyone is unhealed. They can't help themselves, but you're looking for help from them? It's a losing battle, and it's very sad. It's very sad. Very sad circumstances. Lottie Gotti says, damn, sounds similar to my story, straight up. Yeah, a lot of us have to deal with that because mental illness is real. It really is. Women's rights was a mistake. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. You guys get me with these troll names. Bring back patriarchy. Okay, who gonna do it? Who gonna do it? Bring it back, so bring it back. Bring it back. Okay, where is it? Okay. Like, y'all, do you want to rest in your femininity or do you want to bring back the patriarchy? Y'all gotta decide that. Because if you're looking to blame women, you're not gonna be able to bring back the patriarchy. Okay? Your mama and daddy is supposed to give you unconditional love. You're not gonna cross me and get unconditional love. Thank you for this one. Absolutely, Nick's alive. I mean that shit. Unless you're my child or my pet. Okay? I'm not giving, adults don't get unconditional love. I don't know who y'all think y'all are. And that's why you see a lot of adults have a problem with raising children because they think that the child is supposed to give them unconditional love. It don't work that way. Your child may very well say to you, I hate you. Remember there was this video of this little black girl, she had an attitude, and her dad snatched her up and he was like, get in the house. I don't want to deal with that. She can't have an attitude. She's a little girl. See, I work with children my whole life. You know, and children love their teachers, but not unconditionally. Not unconditionally. There are conditions for a child to love you. I didn't love the abusive adults in my life when I was growing up. No, the fuck I didn't. Okay? I didn't. I don't love my biological father. I do not love him. I don't like him. Period. I don't like anyone who ever put their motherfucking hands on me. And if I see you in the street, bitch, your ass is done. I don't need your opinion. Do what I want, okay? I promise you. They used to roll up on you when I would come back to my hometown to visit from college. They'd be like, hey there, yeah. As soon as I heard that, I knew this is somebody from foster care. Hey there, yeah. I was like, oh my God. Who is it now? And it'll be somebody from foster care who either they personally abused me physically, mentally, or emotionally, or their mother or grandmother did. And my other siblings would be like, hey! And I was like, are you kidding me? Why are you talking to these motherfuckers? Why? Stop making me stop in the motherfucking mall to have to address these motherfuckers. I'm not here on some friendly shit. And they would see that I wasn't there. I'll be like, I'd walk away. I'm like, okay, I'll see y'all later. I'm not here for it. You put your hands on me when I couldn't defend myself. Don't ever roll up on me in real life. I'm telling you now, don't do it. Because I'm going to have to protect myself. You understand that? So this idea that people should love you unconditionally is trash. Especially when y'all don't even love yourselves unconditionally. You gotta love yourself unconditionally first. When I started loving myself unconditionally, I cut a lot of motherfuckers off. I was like, oh, hell no. Woo! Because I can do bad all by myself. The dictionary definition of emasculation is to deprive of strength. Let that sink in. Thank you, Gotti. Thank you, Gotti. That's what's up. That's what's up, to deprive of strength. Somebody depriving you of your strength? Look, I can go into a store and somebody's racist to me. But you know what? If I flip out, like I was in London. I was at Harrods. Or was it the other designer store that they have there? There was another one. I forget its name. And a white Muslim-looking woman was discriminating against me. I didn't know why. There was a white woman, and then there was a white Muslim woman, right? She had like the head wrap. I don't know what ethnicity or nationality that is. So I'm sorry. Okay. I don't know where she's coming from, like being a white Muslim. Okay. All I know is she was discriminating against me. And I was like, oh, hell no. The white lady was very nice. But when I had to interact with her, it was a problem. And I said, do you have a problem? Do we have a problem? And my husband was like, uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, because he knows. And I'm sitting here trying to control myself. But do we have a problem? Do we have a problem? She's like, what? Huh? She was a young girl. She was like in her 20s. I take all of this in, right? I said, what's up? You have an attitude. Do you not want to do the transaction? Because we don't have to do the transaction. I don't need to buy something from here. Do we have a problem? She's like, no, I don't know what you're. I was like, whatever. I'll talk to your manager. Wrap this up. Wrap it up. Let's go. I didn't walk away being like, she was racist to me. I didn't jump off the rails. I was like, we fighting now. No, you're not going to deprive me of my strength. I asked you, do we have a problem? And your little snotty ass response makes me understand we do have a problem. So hurry up and wrap up my transaction. You get paid your little $19 per hour that you get for being here. And I'm going to go walk away with a better life than you. You ain't depriving me of shit. Please thumbs up the video and subscribe. I know you don't like me because I have a loud voice. Oh, well, thumbs up the video and subscribe. Okay. Shit. It's more of that she won't let me lead mess. Exactly. I'm like, y'all stop showing people that this is how y'all feel and this is how y'all get down. That's depriving you of your strength. A real man don't sit around being like, oh, can you be nicer to me? Oh, can you let me lead? Can you let me lead? What? I'm not letting nobody lead that asks, can you let me lead? I've been placed in positions of leadership my entire life. Captain of this team, student government body, all that shit. Director of shows, all this shit. I never asked. They asked me because I'm a natural leader. I have leadership qualities. If you don't have leadership qualities, fuck you want to lead for? Come on. Oh, wow, Cosmic Journey. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. I really appreciate that. Wow, thank you. And why didn't I get notified about this? Hold up. Hold up. Sorry, guys. Duty calls. What? Damn. All right. They need me to fill out some stuff before I can get it. But thank you so much. What is your legal name? Don't worry about God damn. All right. I appreciate you, Cosmic Journey. You rock, and I appreciate that. I'm going to fill out the information they need from me so I can accept that with gratitude. I thank you so much. The thumbnail. Exactly. Who's emasculating the dude in the pic? Who's emasculating him? Y'all got to accept that y'all do shit on your own. You know, we've had this conversation a lot in reverse, right? Are Black men masculinizing Black women? And my answer to that is, if you allow them to, if you allow the fact that a lot of Black men are colorists in their dating choices. They're colorists, they're featurists, they're texturists, they're sizeists, whatever, right? Men are very particular about a woman's looks in general. That's fine. I'm a dark-skinned Black woman. Thicker than a Snicker, okay? I also don't have a Black male identified personality. So I don't say things around Black guys to validate them, right? I don't say things around them to make them understand that they can say whatever they want to me and there can be no reciprocity and they can walk all over me. I don't give those indicators. So a lot of Black guys don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do? Like, my own brothers don't like me because I'm not doing that shit. No. I tell you I love you. I give you money and shit, but to tell you that you're not doing anything wrong, to let you hurt me and be like, oh, that's okay. No, it's not okay. Hold up. What the fuck did you just say to me? What did you just say to me? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I had a Black man disrespecting me at work. HR, I'm not the one, and I'm not the two. All right, so he was married to a white woman. He didn't like me. Oh, motherfucking well, you're not going to disrespect me, bro. And oftentimes I find that the most disrespectful Black guys around me, just to be honest, are Black guys that are in interracial relationships. You know, because they hate themselves and they hate Blackness, and they're very uneducated on world history, on Black history. They're very uneducated. Most of these types of men, right? So they will be very disrespectful to Black women. You know what I'm saying? Like, and especially, you know, Black men dating interracially is different than Black women dating interracially. Black men date interracially for validation and social standing of whiteness. Black women just want a guy to be nice to her and treat her like Pacey. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas could have done the Pacey. Do the Pacey. Do the Pacey. Okay? Go paint a mural. Teach me how to drive. You know, be like, I really love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. That's all y'all had to do. Okay? But y'all didn't want to do that. Y'all wanted to rub your hands like Birdman, lick your lips, tell me I better hurry up and put out. What? What? I don't want to do all that. I want a flower. I want to be taken on a date. So you guys got to start having some ownership. Okay? I'll drop the link right now if you disagree and you want to come up and have a problem with it. Okay? I'll drop the link right now. Daddy's Entanglement says, my grandfather was farming and maintaining cattle of 103 acres, child. Thank you. Thank you. What is all this hip hop? Y'all ain't got no bars. Hey, if you want to have a rap battle on this channel, we can do it. I will rap battle you, motherfuckers. I'm just telling you, to be honest. Okay? I enjoy it. We did that growing up. We would sit around the table, you know, my little brother would bust a beat, and then we would all go around and say our lines. And we did this to entertain ourselves. We didn't have much. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is I'm pretty decent at it. Okay, so if you want a rap battle, we can do that. Okay? And what you will discover is y'all ain't got the bars. You don't have the entertainment quality. Y'all missing out on a lot because you're so determined to be cool, slick, I was going to say suave. swaggy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be you. That's what makes people popular. Just be you. And a lot of Black people don't know who they are. Like, who am I? I know people told me I am, but who am I? And you have to discover that on a journey. All right? Go take 7 years in Tibet. That's what I'm going to do. I told my husband already, I'm like, if I have to take 7 years in Tibet to conquer my mind, I will do it. I will live in a nunnery. I will live with monks for 7 years in Tibet before I feel like I don't have control over my own mind. I've told you guys this a million times on this channel. You control your mind. Your mind should not be controlling you. When you're at the point where your mind is controlling you, you have a problem. And, you know, y'all in Clubhouse talking about Kim Kardashian and you know, the next bitch and shit, instead of figuring out how to empower yourselves. And then you want to complain that you're not empowered. That's personal work. Ain't nobody gonna do that for you. What books you think we should all read? I'm gonna have to collect some of those books. But you know, Robert Greene does have some great books. 48 Laws of Power, The Laws of Nature, and of course, Post-Traumatic Stress Syndrome by Dr. Joy DeGraw. That is the #1 book y'all should read. And I know a lot of Black women are like, I don't have to be focused on race. That's not my problem. But if you want to understand what's going on with your people, I would suggest reading that book. Not just with your people, but in this country, you know, specifically America. I would suggest reading the book. It changed my life. You know, that's why I can come on here, and if you disrespect me, I'm gonna cuss you out. But it's not a bunch of vitriol from me, because I've educated myself. Okay, we need a lot of healing. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna talk about it, Cosmic Journey. You're from the UK, right? I'm gonna talk about that because I really want us to have a discussion, Black folk, about the UK and America and similarities and differences and how we can support each other instead of always bickering and fighting. I'm not here for it. But like I said, if somebody wants to go there with me, I will go to there. All right. I got into an argument with this little girl at one of my old foster mother's house. She had a little girl there. And we were talking about Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus. And we were strongly disagreeing. And I was like, no, she's not. And I was so mad. And I was like, did you just yell at this like 6-year-old girl about Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus? If you don't get your life in order, I swear to God, I spent 7 years in Tibet after that. I was like, oh, hell no. I'm arguing with a little girl about Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus. I'm going to spend 7 years in Tibet. Okay? I'm not going to be walking around here so unhealed that I'm arguing with this little girl. That was ridiculous of me. Okay? If you're a man, you're a leader. I'll let you lead. But what you asking me for help for? A leader doesn't ask for help. I've led a lot of things. I never asked for help. I assigned jobs and positions. I let people know, for this to work, here's what you need to do. People don't like me in a leadership position. I was telling my husband this the other day. You know, and they're talking about micromanaging and things. I'm not a micromanager. I'm just a person that come out straight out and say it. Where is this? I need this done. I need that done. Where is it? What's the excuse? You know, I'm not yelling and screaming at nobody, but I'm very direct. And people don't like that. They prefer microaggressions and passive aggressiveness. I'm not here for that. Because I never asked to be a leader. I always led. I led my siblings. If it wasn't for me, the way I lived my life, they would have had a rougher life. as their older sibling, and I was out here showing my ass and doing the most. If I was a single baby mama and I didn't go to college, because I did right, my siblings followed in my footsteps. Whether they like me or not, they could never say, nobody showed me the way. Because I showed them the way. And that's why I'm here on this channel now. People aren't going to follow, people aren't going to like, people aren't going to this, people aren't going to that. But you can never say, oh, nobody showed me the way that we can say now about boomers and even Gen X. I'm here as a millennial to be like, you know what? I'm here to help show you some type of way. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I'm going to show you what worked for me. You can take the advice or not. Yep. Classism, racism. Thank you, Jay Rudolph. Exactly. I'm like, I don't know where like white Muslims come from. I was so confused. I was like, are you white? Like what? I mean, your skin looks white, but what's going on? Who the hell do you think you are to you know, and it doesn't work. Like I wasn't like, I feel like less of a person because no. I was just like, I'm gonna cuss your ass out and I'm gonna call your manager and you're gonna lose your job. That's what I'll do in response to your little attitude. What I'm not gonna do is sit there and beat myself up about it. No, I'm not. You haven't changed my opinion of myself as a Black woman. I feel amazing. Do you understand that, little girl? When you're my age, you're not gonna look like this. You're not gonna look like this, little girl. I didn't go up to her and say, please help me to feel like a human being. Don't be mean to me. Help me feel like a human being. No, I'm a human being. You got an attitude, I'm gonna give you one back. I don't care what form you put it in. I can put mine in a form too. And form my foot up your head. Okay? We can do all of that. But you cannot break down what can't be broken. Cheat code. And I keep telling y'all, Lil Wayne, Yeezy, all these Black male rappers, what do they say? I'm not a Black man. I'm a Martian. I'm not like the rest of these niggas, but y'all want to look up to them. When they're straight up telling you, I'm not like you. I don't look at the world the way you look at the world. I don't feel conquered. I don't feel defeated. I feel like I can do anything. And if you're a Black man listening to this, I hope you get that message from this. I know you don't like me because I don't have a dig in. I don't have your in my mouth. Okay, I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen. I don't coddle you with my message, but my message has always been the same. I'm not here to bring division between our people. I would love for our people to be more united. But you can't force people to heal. I'm a menace. Yeah, I mean, they keep telling you, I'm not sure. I don't think like y'all. How many times has Lil Wayne said, I don't believe in racism? He said, well, I just don't believe in it. I don't feel it. Now, do I believe in it? Yes, I do, okay? But what I don't believe that because you're mentally ill, because you're racist, that you're better than me. You're not better than me. Something's wrong with you. You're mentally ill. You're mentally ill. You're warped. You have a problem. And if you want to make it a problem with me, you're going to have big problems. The chances are I'm going to take your ass to court or you can get these hands. It's not going to be me walking away with a sad face. That's not how I handle things. Court or hands? Which one? Okay? Jay Rudolph says Europe is a whole different breed of racism. And you know what? I really would love to talk more about that. Because I'm going to say this. There's been very little understanding. And I will say that the Black people that have been on my channel are more understanding than Black people I've seen on other channels. But in general, when we talk about the privilege of coming to America as a Black person that's not a descendant of American chattel slavery, then people want to say, oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. But when I say I experienced in Europe, it didn't feel, I didn't feel like I had racism at every turn, and I thought people were very nice, and blah, blah. And people were like, oh, well, you probably had a privilege as an American entering that space. Well, this certainly ain't because I'm Black, okay? So let's understand that in general, the experience of being a native Black person in a white country, you're carrying a different history than a foreign Black person that comes into the country. Because there's been a lot of denial about that. We're going to talk about that later, all right? But the bottom line is, no, Black women do not aid in emasculating Black men. If you feel emasculated, then there's something that you need to work on within yourself. They think racism is an American thing. Right. Yep, exactly. And I'm happy to go over there and be like, and call it out. And that's what I did. And you should have seen the white lady shopkeeper when I was like, she's being racist. Because you know how we do in America. You look at me wrong. I'm like, oh, you're a racist? Okay. Called that shit out. The white lady shopkeeper was like, oh, you know. I was like, you better go get her. You better go get her, because I just came from Gucci. I just came from Fendi, and they were very nice to me. Sat me down at the couch. Y'all the only non-designer, semi-designer brand here. Nobody really knows who y'all is. I didn't get champagne. You're already messing up. And now this little girl got an attitude problem. You better fix it. Okay? You better fix it. Lani Gotti says that they look to movies and music to tell them who they are, trying to live vicariously through celebs, entertainers, rappers, videos, and athletes. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I'm not like, look, I would love to be like Rihanna, and she's so cool, and she's Rihanna, I'm not, okay? I love Nicki Minaj. I think we have a lot in common, but we also don't have a lot in common because she is a Sagittarius. I'm a Capricorn. If you know, you know. Okay? I struggles with Sagittarius women. And I'm like, I love Nicki Minaj, but I wonder if we would be friends because she's a Sagittarius and I'm a Capricorn. But I hope and I think that we would be. But the bottom line is, I'm not Nicki. I'm me. I'm Danie. There's a lot of things people don't like about me, but oh well, because that's who I am. I'm weird, I'm goofy, I can be nerdy, I can be funny, I can be hood, I can be ratchet. I can be uptight. I can be bougie. You got to figure out who you are. When I discovered this is who I am, I'm all of these things. I'm unapologetic about it. So if you don't like it, oh well. Maybe one day you'll figure out who you are, because you're not any of the celebrities that you've put together and formed in your head to believe that you are. I'm not going to talk to a Black guy and be like, oh, what's up? Nothing. I'm just chilling. Oh, where are you going? Okay. No, I'm like, what's going on, sir? Hi. Here's a hearty handshake. My name's DanieSteel, right? The Black guys are like, what the fuck? You know? They don't want to be around that. They want to be around, the Black women that are like, okay, well, whatever you want to do, I guess. I don't know. I know everything. Okay? I know everything and I'm loud. Okay? But I've had a lot of, Black guy friends over the years that enjoyed my personality. They think I'm funny. They think I'm entertaining. So those are the guys that I'll interact with. I don't interact with swagalicious guys that need some girl to be acting like she's a video vixen. I'm not going to act like a video vixen for you. Who the hell are you? You're not a rapper. I'm not a rapper. I'm a rapper. You're not a rapper. Folks got MD because I called Cam Newton a hypocrite for the comments he made on a podcast recently. Exactly. They get so defensive when I keep trying to tell them, Lil Wayne, Jeezy, all these Black male celebrities and athletes, they don't compare themselves to y'all. They don't see y'all and think of themselves. So why do y'all see them and think that that's you? That's not you. You know, I love Meg the Stallion. But I think that she should have handled this situation a lot differently. I think she should have put herself first from the beginning. You know, I wouldn't have handled things the way she handled things. I don't look at her and be like, that's me. I'm not Meg the Stallion. I don't have the knees. Do you understand that? Okay? I don't have the knees. No, I don't. No, I don't. Okay? You want to see somebody twerking with 2 knee braces on? That's what you're going to get from me. I'll twerk with a knee brace. Okay? Give you what I can. But, yeah. Thank you, Cosmic Journey. I appreciate it. Hannah Montana is the hill you're gonna die. Oh, right. I was like, Hannah Montana, don't tell me, Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana. I was like going crazy. I said, oh my God, I gotta get my whole life together. This is crazy. I'm arguing with a 6-year-old. Okay. Sunshine says, love yourself unconditionally. You can't give from an empty cup. Everyone, please believe that you have always been more than enough. God don't build no junk. Absolutely. You were placed on this earth for a reason, and it was not to imitate other people. And if you don't practice loving yourself, you're going to find that no one else can do that work for you. You're right, Danie. I definitely feel like I would be treated differently if I went to the U.S. Right? Exactly. And you would be. You came over here with those posh, beautiful British accents that I love so much. I'm gonna treat you differently. I mean, you even see it on YouTube, right? There are people who might say the same things that I'm saying, but because they're British, they get more views. People like them better. You know? Oh my God. Hold on, guys. I think my dog farted. Oh my goodness. Ow. Ah. Damn it, dog. Okay. How dare she fart in my presence? She said, I would have a privilege because I have a UK accent and I'm foreign. Exactly. And your experience, you don't have the history of chattel slavery that Black Americans have. You know, you can't just say anything around me because I'm like, oh, history, right? Where and I observed that when I was in the UK, right? Where people might have said something that you as a Black UK person, you would know this person is giving a microaggression. This person is being purposely, racist or whatever, right? You would know that. I didn't know. So people would say things and I just laugh and giggle, right? And because that's my response, then they're like, oh, I like this Black person, right? I like this Black person. Hey, you want to come to my party over here? You see what I'm saying? We got to understand each other's experiences. So it doesn't surprise me at all that I've been talking with y'all now for 2 hours about solutions and shit, and there's very few people in the room. That doesn't surprise me. And because Black people like chaos. So again, y'all not the people that y'all think y'all are. Stop pretending that y'all Mother Earth and y'all care. The only people that care are the people that are here. The only people that care are the people that are listening to this and people that will listen to the replay. None of the trolls that want to be in here 24/7 when I'm talking to a white man, now they're not here because I'm talking about solutions between Black people. They don't care. That's why I'm never pressed about any of the shit that most of these trolls on here have to say. I'm just not, you know. I'm not a fan of Sagittarius people. I'm saying thank you. Sorry. Y'all Sagittarius, y'all too much. Y'all too much. Okay. Yeah, right. Exactly. I used to laugh like SpongeBob. I used to be like, ha! Like I used to literally laugh like SpongeBob because I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was so fun and funny. And every woman with no personality hated me for it. And every guy that wants some woman with no personality hated it, you know, but everyone else had a good time. You know, it was a fun period of my life. Okay. Laughing like SpongeBob because I like to laugh, you know. Ms. Junior Renee says, Megan, needs to stop choosing the same type of man and different dudes. Moneybag Yo, Tory Lanez, exactly. The last dude she was with, I mean, he seemed decent. He hasn't come out yet with anything too tragic or anything, but the bottom line is, who knows what he'll come out with, because I don't know why she can't vet better. I don't know. But she definitely, even G-Eazy, I'm like, I don't do that 8 Mile-ish. Unless you Eminem himself, I don't do the 8 Mile-ish, okay? I know a lot of the young girls like Jack Harlow, is it? But I've never heard any of his music, so I don't know anything about him really, but I know you guys like him, y'all think he's cute, but I like people to not be imitating other cultures. That's just me, okay? Oh, thank you, Cosmic Journey. You're so sweet. And thank you again for the Cash App. I really appreciate it. I'm from a non-English speaking European country. Wow. I noticed a difference in how I was treated when I was in the US and they heard my accent, that I was from a rich country. Wow, exactly. And when I was discussing, maybe me and my husband are thinking of moving to London, some people were like, oh, we can't all just run away. I'm like, run away? I have options. Why would you stay in the same place? So many people move to America for that foreign privilege that they have, for a second chance. I want a second chance too. I don't want every space I enter, I got to hold my bag up to show them I'm not stealing anything because I'm a black person in America. Like, I'm tired of that shit. I want to enter a space and be me, not be all of these people's ingrained biases of how they feel about black people. I wasn't put on this earth to carry the racial trauma and tension of America. That's not what I'm here for. And if you're going to live your entire life here in America as a black American, and every day you get up and it's racial trauma and it's chaos, and you're not trying to find some other type of way to live your life and have peace, that's on you. But run away, I've been here my whole goddamn life. That's very insulting. I have an opportunity to go someplace else. I have an opportunity to raise my children in a place where people aren't going to be going up to them, black, white, 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 like y'all do in America, because you're so highly racialized, because you don't know how to deal with racism. See, how I deal with racism is I let the person know, you got attitude, I can sue you or hands. I can sue her hands. What do you want? But you'll drop the attitude. You can drop the attitude because I'm checking you. I call people shit out real motherfucking quick. I told y'all before the story on my Vintage Pygmicia's podcast that I did on here a little bit ago. This older black woman, we're in Macy's looking for work shirts and pants for my husband. And this older vintage Pygmalicia black woman comes over to us and says, y'all are messing up my jeans. That's what she said to us. You think I was going to be like, oh, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear what she said. I said, what did you just say? She whipped her old raggedy ass around and said, y'all are messing up my jeans. I said, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. I said, you think that's professional? She's like, huh? I was like, you need to be professional. She's like, I am being professional. I said, this is professional? I was like, you know what? I'm going to be honest. The woman weighed like 120 pounds. I could have snuffed her out. I could have snuffed her out with one hand. But see, I know my power. So instead, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I said, okay, I'm going to talk to your manager about your little attitude. Because you need to learn. I didn't hear you talk to no white person like this. But you see my black ass here looking through the jeans for my husband. And you thought it was cool or cute. Probably jealous that your little bitter ass is alone for life. And you going to tell me I'm messing up your jeans? When don't you get paid $10 an hour to be here? These ain't your genes. I said, oh, hell no. Because see, what I'm not about to do is end up on YouTube with people calling me a Karen, okay, because I cussed out a store clerk because she had it coming. I went right over to her manager, who was a POC woman, and I said, as a woman of color, you see what I'm saying? Now, if her manager was a black woman, I would have said, as a black woman. The bottom line is, what I'm telling y'all is, I observe everything and I use everything. I said, as a woman of color, I would never want to put another woman of color's job in jeopardy. But I feel I have to let you know how this woman was behaving because it's unacceptable. We rarely come to the mall. And for this to be the experience, when this is the first time we've been to the mall in years, this is very disappointing. I told her exactly what she said, how she said it, whipped her little head around, her little old raggedy Gen X boomer head. And the woman said, oh, she said, that's unacceptable, and I'm going to talk with her. And then she fired her. Watch your mouth. And she fired her. I don't behave like that in my workspace. I know how to behave in a workspace. Professional. She thought that was professional. I'm not your niece. I'm not your daughter, you vintage Pygmisha. You're not going to talk to me in your kind of way because you have no power anywhere else in life. You're not. So again, it's up to you for how you let things affect you. Black men don't come to my video to support me. They only come to be angry that I'm talking about interracial relationships. It's so many black women that come to the videos. They only come to be black male identified and talk about what I should be doing or shouldn't be doing. I don't care about none of you unhealed motherfuckers. You're unhealed. You can't teach me shit. But if you ever want to learn something for yourself, watch my videos, you know? So that's pretty much it. I should get going, but I wanted to finish off what he was saying. Let me see. I'll try to play a little bit more of what this Jeremy L. Holloway was saying and respond to that, and then we'll move along, okay? So here we go.
Content is forced to get taken down. My social media is so-called in this Facebook jail, which is why I've been trying to get y'all to go to my YouTube, because once my YouTube numbers start going up, I was going to start posting my old, like doing like my oldest type of content. So that is the thing. They come in bunches. This is an episode of Trolls. Yeah, they doing the most in here today. I ain't staying on top of her hour and 50 minutes finna get off. Anybody want to call back in, man, on this topic before I leave, about do black women aid in that emasculation of black men? Do they aid in that? Or they don't do anything at all? Because at the end of the day, as black men, as a black man, I have been consistently trying to uplift black women. Whether it's giving black women's compliments, whether it's holding doors for them, you know, whether it's, you know, like there's certain type of things that, you know, a lot of black men do. Like, you can't just do certain things to black women in front of black men. And I'm not saying this is every single black dude. No, I'm not saying that. I am not saying that. But the fact that with this movement, a lot of men have been in support of women trying to be, you know, heard. Women trying to have the same, you know, playing field as men and all this other stuff. You know, I have consistently seen black men step up for black women, but then when I turn around, I don't see that same thing. It's like, if I can be honest.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about, right? Is he saying, oh, well, black women, this is Jeremy L. Holloway. Try to go back to showing you guys who he is. Okay. So this is just my response to Jeremy's video, right? I feel that Jeremy needs to evaluate why he holds doors open for Black women, why he gives whatever compliments he gives to Black women. Is it because he genuinely feels that, or is it because he wants Black women to do the same for him? You can't do things for other people and expect them to do the same thing for you. If it doesn't come from sincerity, from a sincere place, then don't do it. Don't do it. So he's mad that the effort he feels he gives out, which is on an individual basis. I know he just said here, I see a lot of Black men doing that, but that doesn't show in the numbers and statistics of the community. Okay, it doesn't. You don't have Black people living in poverty in the numbers that they are. Racism for Black women is horrible. They pretend like Black women don't even experience racism. And he was having a conversation on here with someone else about he's like, oh, they give Black women aid. They give Black women all this aid, all this financial aid that they don't give Black men. I don't know an HBCU that has gotten more money than Morehouse. I don't know one HBCU that has gotten more money than Morehouse. I mean, Morehouse gets millions and millions of dollars a year. Morehouse will eliminate student debt for entire years of men that graduate from there. I haven't heard of one college doing that for Black women. But he wants to talk about pilot programs that are giving single Black mothers $5,000 a year or something. That ain't shit. They're doing it because they know that they're single mothers. They didn't give my single no kids out of wedlock behind $5,000. No, they didn't, because I would have bought a bag. Okay, I would have bought a bag. Okay, that would have went to my Chanel funds. All right, so they're giving these women this money because they're taking care of children on their own. They're not giving women money so they can get their hair done. What are y'all talking about? And it's just so bizarre to me that you want Black women to admit that they aid in emasculating you as you blame them for everything that you have a problem with. They don't see how that's emasculating themselves. Again, so he talks about, oh, I hold doors open for Black women and I give them compliments. If it don't come from sincerity, Jeremy, don't do it. Don't do it. So stop. You know what I'm saying? If I see, there was a Black guy playing saxophone where I live the other day, right? And they sometimes men that need money will come to the shopping area that I go to and they'll play music. Okay, this guy was playing the saxophone. The only people that were giving him money were Black women. I didn't have any cash on me, just be honest. But I've given homeless Black men in New York City money a lot of times. I don't come online and talk about it. I don't make a big deal about it, because I'm not doing it to get applause. I'm not doing it to get anything back. I did it because I felt it was the right thing to do. So again, Jeremy, if you are doing this because you expect them to do something for you, you should stop doing it. Because you're never going to be happy with what you get. That's a life lesson.
I've seen, it's like y'all both trying to get over the wall. The Black man is trying to pick her up and she gets over the wall. And when she gets on the wall and over it, she turned around and tell black men, well, you can get yourself over here. And you can't put your arm down and help me up.
Like what? I'm sorry. This is very bizarre. Talking to me. And again, I find this bizarre because I feel like he's speaking more on collective level, not on a dating or romantic relationship level. Now, when you're in a romantic relationship with someone, yes, you help each other out. You help each other out. You help each other through the hard times. I know for me personally, when I started dating my husband, I was having a good time with him loving me. I wasn't focusing on loving him. I felt like we were in love, we were young, but I wasn't focusing on loving him as much as I was focusing on the fact that he was loving me. I was like, wow, this is great. This feels amazing. And then inevitably we got to a point where, it was like, you have to support him too. So I totally get that when you're talking about romantic, intimate relationships, particularly marriage. But you're just talking about a race of people. Races of people don't do that for each other. Okay? I know it's like, oh, this other group. Y'all know how other groups work because y'all not in those groups. These groups have the same problems. And it's a lot more white people. They have a lot more power. So it looks like they're always looking out for each other. But really, it's not so much them looking out for each other. It's just that they so easily can come to the understanding that they don't like non-white people. They can come to that understanding very easily. There's nothing to do with their love of each other. You see what I'm saying? So, again, for the black men, because it's so funny that y'all want to sit here and say, why y'all asking us to protect you? Why are y'all asking us to protect you? You're asking me to protect you by telling me to take responsibility for how you feel emasculated. And if you want to feel support in that front, then you have to give support. And you might not get anything back from doing that for a while. I don't get much from coming on here and being objective. People don't want to stick around and watch the video. They want hate. They want vitriol. They want violence. Right? You can watch my last live for some of that because I gave it to you guys on that one. But that's not how I walk around generally. It's just not. Black American women deserve peace. They really do. And, I think black people in America deserve peace. I think it's very sad that they've allowed outside circumstances to so determine who they are on the inside. And look, I was there. But I went on my healing journey to not be there anymore. And if you're not going to go on that journey, then there's nothing that you and I can discuss because you're not on my level. Period. Exactly. I can tell when black men are not being sincere. Exactly. He's like, I complimented a black woman and they don't do it for me. Like, you're a man. So you only give compliments to be complimented. So that's who you are. You got to understand who you are. Exactly. I'm not sure what he's expecting. I was very surprised by a lot of black men's response to Tashina Arnold's tweet. Because they were like, yeah, they're not helping us. They won't even help their own sons. I'm like, who is they? You're not my son. I didn't give birth to none of you. What are you talking about? Because if I had a black son, he wouldn't be in spaces like this. He wouldn't be complaining about this. He'd be creating things somewhere. White people don't look out for each other, especially in the UK. They call their poor people chavs. Is it Chaz or Shabs? Yeah, I saw the classism loud and clear. I saw white people out there begging when I was in Bristol, and nobody was helping them out. Okay? They was coming over to my black ass. That's why I knew they was in trouble. I was like, oh, you in big trouble. You asking my black ass. Because in America, they don't be asking black people for money like that. Because they know black people ain't got money like that, you know? So, yeah, Bristol was very different than London. Seriously, white people are not hard to figure out. Exactly. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like, the vitriol of a black woman talking to a white guy. You put that man on a pedestal. I didn't. You put him on a pedestal. You see him as better than me. You see him as better than yourself. And you want to know what makes me so gutsy to have a conversation with him, because he's not better than me. He ain't better than me. No, he not. No, he not. No, he not. So he's a person. I'm a person. We'll talk. That's it.
You can't reach back for you. You can't drop a ladder for me. You can't.
Why do I need to drop a ladder for a man? Again, are you talking about romantic relationships? Or are you talking collective level? That's like asking a child, right? Like you help a child over the ladder, right? And then you're like, you can't give me a hand. Oh, just because you 7, you can't give me a hand. It's like it goes. Where's Bring Back the Patriarchy? Where he went? Bring Back the Patriarchy wasn't getting that anger burst that he goes bouncing around YouTube for, so he's no longer here. But like, you want to bring back the patriarchy and ask women and children to help you? Pick a side, pick a side. You better pick a side. That don't add up. I'm not going to do something for a child. I'm not going to do something for someone who has less money than me, or maybe has a disability. I'm not going to help somebody in a wheelchair and then be like, also, you can't drop the ladder back down. I'm not saying that you should look at women and children as having disabilities. But again, you're talking about patriarchy and men building, and you're just a natural leader. Why are you asking for the ladder to be dropped back down? It don't add up. It don't add up.
We were trying to build the women up to where women start to surpass guys, and like guys like, damn, you gotta. They literally have grants for women. Oh, we want women here. Come on. Women getting grants, getting loans, getting all this other stuff, and they getting all this assistance, which is fantastic. But then the talk like, oh, the men, y'all don't want it out here. Like, nah, y'all just getting more opportunities. They giving y'all more. So we will have less.
Wow. So he feels black women getting grants for businesses or financial support being single mothers. He feels that black women are given more opportunity than black men. I disagree with you there, Jeremy. You lost me there. Okay, you really did. That don't feel like you're trying to unite the peoples, because what you're trying to do, to me, is cause division by reminding black men that like black women got some sort of help instead of just being allowed to rot. And again, I don't know what's more of a support than people paying y'all millions for crummy raps and to throw a basketball or football around. I don't know. I mean, y'all not paying each other to do that. I don't see black women out here being like, but black men, they get paid to throw a ball around. Black women that play basketball don't get paid. Black women play football. They don't get paid as much as black men that play these sports. You do know that men are paid more just for being a man in this patriarchy society that y'all want to bring back to a patriarchy. It's a patriarchy for the men that's working it. For the men that's working it, they're not talking about bring back patriarchy. It's here for them. It's serving them. You have to look at it. Why is it not serving you? What's what is it about you that this patriarchy that's serving other men is not serving you? White women have historically been helped financially in America. Historically, to this day, white women are paid more than black women to do the same jobs. So if America turns around and says, here's a crumb of the cake we stole from you, how is that black women being helped more than you? That just sounds like bitterness, honestly. It really does. Because again, I haven't been helped by any of these grants or fundings or pilot programs that they've done to help black women. Black Lives Matter. She done ran off with 100+ mil, got mansions in every state. I didn't get $1 from that. But they'll say, oh, black women. That wasn't black women. That was the black women that were a part of that have been helped. Most black women are still trying to get through. But y'all mad to see a handful of black women get something? How is that going to encourage black women to not aid in emasculating you? How? How does that encourage support? When you fight they fight tooth and nail to not give support. But then they want support.
And then you look at us like we're less. You look at us like we're not worthy of a lot of different things. You talk down on us. Now you'd be surprised how many women try to talk down on me because they didn't know me. She trying to be like the other day when I was on my Instagram live, a young girl was like I got this. I think she said she was 27. It was something like that, and she was in my comment just saying some crazy stuff. I'm like, just relax. I'm a boss chick. Did in the third, and I do this in the third. I got this. I cash out. She going in. That's cool, but just relax though. You don't have to. She's still young, but it's like you can be proud of your accomplishments without knocking other people down. No, you got your own place, all that. I got my own in the third. Like, that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with you having your own spot. That's good. But when you start talking down to other people, now I'm sitting back like, okay. She was like, what you got? Show your house off. I bet your house ain't better. I'm like, what type of dudes that work with a lot of dudes, don't it? Look at my mattress. My mattress, I press a button and my mattress fold up. My couch got a charger attached to it. You just plug it up. These your accomplishments that you're talking about. Ain't nothing wrong with you being happy that you got that.
I mean, it sounds like you have to speak a very fragile, delicate, certain way around a lot of these guys for them to feel like you're not emasculating them. When it's like, who emasculated you was those teachers when you were in grade school who told you would never amount to nothing. I've had students come up to me and say, my guidance counselor told me the only yard that I was going to be, strolling through was the jail yard. So it started with your parents allowing you to be taught in schools where, by people who don't like black people. The fact that you were a kid didn't change that. It starts with your daddy not been there and Jeremy says that his father was a part of his life. Okay, I don't know to what extent, because he also said in the video, I watched most of this video of his. He also said in his video that his dad was a part of his life, but he didn't learn how to be a man until he was like 27 or something. So it's like, so your dad didn't help you out a lot. Maybe that's where a lot of the feelings you have about emasculation comes from. You're in a society that doesn't like black people. And it's not Black women that are employing y'all and making y'all feel that way. So you guys are being treated like that in your workplaces. Why don't you have this smoke for the people who are employing you? Why don't you have this smoke for the Black male entertainers who walked around wearing wigs and dresses for years so that they could get a check at the expense of your image? Why don't you have smoke for them? You only have smoke for Black women? Black women are supposed to fix all of that? That's a lot. That's a lot to put on a woman. You gotta fix how this society makes me feel. No, you gotta fix that yourselves.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. But you talking like you just got it. And it's like, baby, relax. Relax. I been show your house out. Like, why you trying to come like you feel so compelled to try to compete with me. And I know for a fact you don't make nowhere near the kind of money I make. But I'm not out here showing what I got either though.
Like, you know, I'm not a millionaire. I'm not rich. I'm not rich by any means. But if someone's arguing with me about, you know, where I live and what I have, that doesn't take anything away from me. Because people who are doing better than you are not the ones that are generally out there criticizing you. They're not. So immediately, if someone, especially as a content creator, right, if someone's like trying to pick at you about this or that, you have a general understanding, like this person is probably not doing well in life. And they've come here to, you know, vent their frustrations. And he's using this to justify his feelings that Black women collectively aid in emasculating Black men collectively. That's crazy. Because of an interaction you chose to have with some girl on Instagram. You know, show your house, show your house. I'm not showing my house. I'm not showing y'all where I live. Trust me, it's nice. I'm not showing y'all where I live. I'm not pressed by that. I would just be like, you're weird, and block them. And if you don't understand how toxic social media is, and you're using that to justify, I mean, I'm using real life to justify the schools that Black kids have to go to, the way that Black women are treated in society, Black femicide. I'm using real life as to why I feel like this community has a problem and things need to change. Y'all stay pointing out interactions you had on social media. Because if you talked about real life, you'd have to talk about the fact that it was probably your mama that emasculated you. And you need to have a conversation with her. You need to have a conversation with her because you probably have never stood up to her. You probably have never told her how you felt. She was probably emasculating you because she wanted to get back at your dad for leaving her. It's a lot to have to raise a child by yourself. I had to raise my father's kids. It's a lot for a woman to deal with. So they didn't deal with it well. Your mothers need to be addressed. Your deadbeat fathers need to be addressed. But random Black women that have never interacted with you, what y'all telling me I need to do something for? I didn't do none of this ish. I didn't cause none of these problems.
You hear about the fatherhood bill in Florida? No, I haven't. I haven't. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't. A man's supposed to help a woman, but a woman won't do the same for men. I would love to see more. That's how people get robbed. Yeah, man. I truly believe a lot of women, a lot of men. Like we just got to be there for each other. I feel like women have to stop talking down to men because you don't know what these men are going through. And that's the emasculation that I was referring to.
Bingo. You want people to read your mind. You want people to tell what you've gone through. You know, y'all will see firsthand what Black women go through, what your mother went through, having to raise you by herself, if that was your experience. You know, the colorism that dark-skinned Black women have to endure in the community. Y'all will see that firsthand, and you don't have an ounce of empathy for Black women and what they have to go through. So again, you cannot ask for what you're not willing to give. Are you willing to give empathy? Are you willing to give understanding of what the next person is going through? No, you're just steadily waiting for what you've gone through to be acknowledged. And you're asking the wrong people. Ask your mom, ask your dad, ask the people who hurt you these questions. Don't take it to social media asking random people that don't know you. This is bizarre.
And women like a guy's manhood is consistently being challenged. A guy being emotional, his manhood is challenged. A guy
Why would a guy be emotional? You don't have hormones in your body that would make you certainly not as emotional as the hormones that are going on in women's bodies. You don't. So this is all lack of accountability, lack of wanting to control themselves. Men should be studying stoicism, the literal art and craft of controlling yourself and controlling your emotions because you're a man. This is how men have succeeded throughout history. Stoicism, certainly modern history. Stoicism, not being emotional. You don't get to be emotional the way a woman who, you know, is on her monthly cycle would be emotional. Why do you get to be the exact same way as her? Are you on your cycle? Why do you want the same concessions that you barely would give to a woman? A woman gives birth to her baby postpartum and it's, oh, why she got an attitude? I want to have sex. Y'all don't have empathy for that woman and what she's gone through. But she's supposed to have empathy for your lack of control. If I'm around a man, he needs to control himself. No, I don't want to be around an emotional man. I don't. Now, does that mean that you can't have emotions as a man? You certainly can. No, I don't want you to be sitting up there emotionless. That's not natural. But you got to learn how to control your emotions more than a child and more than a woman on her monthly cycle. If you can't do that, then stop asking for leadership. It's just that simple.
his job, his manhood is challenged. A guy doing is so much that challenges a man's, you know, manhood. They all, well, you ain't a man if you ain't a man. He a little boy. He it is. That's a.
Again, a man losing his job challenges his manhood. Why is your manhood affected by if you lose a job or not? You're a man. Go get another one. You're talking about things that happen in life. And it's almost like y'all should experience nothing in life but amazing, you know, positivity. And that's not life for anyone. Everyone has to deal with shit. Men of all races and ethnicities lose their job. They're not online complaining about how that's challenging their manhood. Well, maybe manosphere people are, but you know. You're going to have hard times. You're going to have hard days. You're going to have disagreements with people. A woman disagreeing with you, a woman arguing with you, why should that challenge your manhood? Why is your manhood so easy to be affected? You have to start there for yourself. I'm very serious. Y'all got to start there for yourselves. It shouldn't be that easy for somebody to move you. It should not be that easy.
Like, it's like, that's the emasculation of men that I see from Black women. It's not just, oh.
You're talking about you losing your job, and how does that have to do with black women emasculating you? You see what I'm saying? So if everything isn't going right in their life, when you interact with them, you're to coddle them. If I'm with a man and he loses his job, I'm going to be telling him every day, you need to get another job. Quickly, quickly, quickly. For most of my relationship, I've had to work. I couldn't not have a job. Both of our incomes were necessary. Even though my husband always made more, both of our incomes were necessary for our lifestyle. So is that challenging me to be like, you know, you need to make sure that you find another job because that's how we pay the bills? Am I going to be like, you're challenging my femininity by telling me that's that kind of stuff that challenges my femininity? When someone fires me and you remind me that I need to get another job. Like, come on. Come on.
Like you making him like feminine, but it's like you talking down to him. You're saying so many negative things. So many negative things.
I don't know. It sounds like he's around maybe negative women and he doesn't know how to confront them. Look, you got to love yourself enough to know, hey, this person's toxic. I can't be around them. You know? There were years where in my relationship where I felt like my husband just doesn't understand me. And I had to let him know, years ago. I was like, if you're not going to understand me, if we're not going to have an understanding with one another, if we're not going to move, because my husband is a very disagreeable man, okay? He likes to disagree for fun. He thinks it's fun. He thinks it's funny. I kept telling him, I said, look, that's not funny where I come from, okay? You're going to have to start getting on the same wavelength as me. Or else you leave me no choice. You know the deal, right? So what do? He got on the same wavelength, okay? Get with somebody that understands that, who you are and what you need. But first, you got to understand who you are and what you need. And again, y'all don't understand that. Y'all don't understand that. It's like women that, think that they can sleep with guys and that it won't affect them. You're not Samantha from Sex and the City. Most women cannot do that. Include me. I'm not a woman that could do that. You want to be tough. You want to be bad. You want to be cool. You want to get yours. That's great. But the cost as a woman is higher than it is for a man to engage in casual sex. So I'm not Samantha from Sex and the City. I can't move the way Samantha from Sex and the City moved. I have to acknowledge who I am.
It's like, why? Like, why do you feel so eager to talk down to somebody? You have men who growing up, like I had this thought one time. Women be saying how men are so abusive and all this, and I'm like, I can understand that. But where does all this stuff stem from? And I'm not gonna say it stems from women, but I feel like the fact a lot of guys don't. It's not outlets for men with emotion. You got these beings that's naturally stronger than women. We're naturally stronger, and all the other thing. And these men don't understand themselves, don't understand their emotions, consistently talk down to, consistently everything, most things he do is wrong. And it's like when they spaz out, it's like, oh, he wasn't supposed to do that. He wasn't. But at what point was anybody going to check on him? At what point was anybody going to care about him? At what point was somebody going to be like, you know what, we should try to understand him? At what point was somebody say, no, let's not talk down to him because where he is in life, let's figure out why he's in this position. Now, when you find out why he's in this position and it's something that he's been doing on his own, he ain't want nothing out of life. He was just playing and just out here, not trying to be anything more than what he is. Okay, now put him in that category. But just because he's in a certain position, like, you don't treat nobody that way, man or a woman.
I'm sorry, Jeremy, I got to disagree with you there. As a man, you need to figure out why you're in the position that you're in. You can't be depending on women and children to help you get through it. Again, if we're talking about romantic relationships, it's different. But he's just talking about general interactions. I have very decent interactions with educated Black men. I do. When I have an interaction with the Black man and it's of low vibrations, I'm immediately made aware that this man has very little education. And it just is what it is. I don't take it any kind of way, but that I'm on social media and it allows people who otherwise would never be able to be in my presence to semi be in my presence. That's it. But when you figure when nobody cares about why he feels the way he feels, he has to care about why he feels the way he feels and why he does the things he does. He has to care about that. Nobody's gonna care about it for you, whether you're a man or a woman. Y'all act like Black women just get to be out here just emotional as all can be. Are you kidding me? You know how many jobs I've been fired from because they were like, you're not smiling enough. You're not smiling enough. AKA, you don't give me the impression I can walk all over you anymore. Because I'll give you that impression at the interview. I need a job. Then once I get in there, yeah, what's up? What's up? I'm me. Like, oh, hell no. Get her out of here. Nobody's sitting there being like, well, she's a Black woman. Let her be emotional. Let her do this, this, and that. Like, you don't ever get to be emotional as a Black woman. You really don't. Now, y'all might think that that's the case because of what you see in entertainment and on social media. But, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in entertainment and social media. In the real world, Black women aren't allowed to show their emotions at all. I grew up my whole life going to PWIs. They never let me show my emotions. Never. If I got upset about something, my teacher, my coach, volleyball, basketball, whatever, they would come up to me and they'd be like, Danie, everyone is depending on you and they all look up to you because you're a leader, so you can't have a hard day. I'm sitting here in foster care getting my ass beat. No lunch money. I don't have half the shit that all the kids at my school have. The resources, the love, I have none of it. But because I have a remarkable, persevering spirit, people expected everything from me. They gave me no leeway. I couldn't cry, I couldn't be sad, I couldn't get mad. I had to just put up with shit. So this idea that only Black men are held to that standard in this country, that's trash. Get over that shit because it's not real.
Other Black men are questioning other Black men, manhood. Black men make fun of Ted Cruz sexual assault. Hey, and you absolutely right, which is why, that's what I just said. Like, where men do? Men absolutely do. But more men are coming around and stopping Black gang strong. You saw that? You saw how fast I got him out of there? More men are coming around and not attacking. The younger guys still may do it, but the older guys are starting to come around to where they're more open to have conversations with other guys. And being completely honest with you, one of the reasons why men hang with other men, you always around your friends because that's a safe space for him. Now, a random guy may try to knock his manhood, but his homies don't knock his manhood. Not somebody that he called his brother or his best friend. They don't knock him. They understand. They've been around him too long to knock him for things he's going through.
I don't agree with that. This Frank James situation, that guy's in his 60s. That Frank James Unabomber, the Brooklyn smoke bomber with no aim, he's in his 60s. He's not trying to make a safe space for y'all. All these old blackmail YouTubers out here being divisive so they can get a check, they're not making safe spaces for y'all. A person in his comments pointed out the Terry Crews situation. When Terry Crews said that he was sexually assaulted by his white agent, black men made fun of him. You're not gentle with one another. And when we talk about gender differences and things like that, men want to say, oh, well, men are assaulted as well, and men are this as well, and men, they'll go on and on about some domestic violence problem. I've never seen a black woman take a black man from standing up to lying down. I've seen plenty of black men take a black woman who's standing up and lay her out. They making shit up now. Who's the one assaulting other men? Who's the one harming other men? It's other men. It's not women. Statistically, it's not. Okay? Y'all glorify the spicy attitude of your exoticals. Y'all glorify that ish. Oh, I like them spicy. Oh, she got an attitude. Oh, she'll get mad. She'll take out a knife and she'll do this, and that. But if a black woman is angry because you guys are struggling with your bills, she's abusing you, and it's a problem. If people don't like themselves, they're not going to like you. And y'all need to understand that. Most of these dudes do not like themselves. That's why I don't care what they have to say about what I'm doing in my relationship. None of that shit. I'm like, you're an open wound. You need a lot of help. Okay? Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. I didn't see y'all looking out for each other then.
Make you feel about certain things. Black men are still posting Will Smith crime meme on social media because black men are always attacked, which is what, like, you literally making my point. Being that black men it's okay to attack us. It's not okay to attack black women. It's not okay to attack white women. It's only okay to attack black men. How many? You don't have to just say Will Smith. You can say Tyrese crying to see his daughter. You can say who else was it? Michael Jordan, his crying meme. OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., his crying meme of him winning the Super Bowl. Like, it's always fun to make fun of black men. It's always, it's never, oh, we should be lifting them up. It's not a black man thing. The world makes fun of black men. And that's the point of it. And we asking, do black women aid in it?
I mean, to me, this is like an overweight person, This is like a fat person. They're sitting in front of you. They're eating, chocolate and chicken wings and all types of junk food, right? And they're like, whilst they're eating this, they're asking you, but how do you aid in me being fat? Let's focus on how you're aiding in me being fat. Like, dude, take the chicken leg out your mouth. We can't have a serious discussion about this. So he addressed this as he was going to be objective and he cares about uniting the sexes. But at the end of the day, as he wraps up his points, it all comes back to his experiences as a black man. He's sitting up here talking about all these black men memes that have gone viral of black men crying. And he's trying to blame it on black women when it's like black men shared those memes. Black men made those memes. You know how many black men I see share that meme? And I've never shared this meme. It's of a black man crying from the show Intervention. I thought it was disgusting, but it's a bunch of black men sharing the meme of this black guy crying from the show Intervention. You know how many black people they help on this show? Very few. Very few. I grew up around people being addicted. Nobody helped them. There was no money. There was no resources. Only criminalization. And this guy comes to a realization during his intervention. An older black guy who was so addicted that he could barely function. He had a very sort of muted sort of personality and tone the entire show because he was on drugs, right? And he's in the intervention and they're helping him to understand, like, it was because of how you were abused as a child that you turned to drugs. And he wailed. And the first time I saw that, I could cry right now just thinking of it. I sobbed with him because I was like, he understands now. He was doing the drugs because he didn't even understand why he felt shame, why he felt misery. He didn't understand. He just knew he felt it. Finally, it makes sense. Because he was so abused as a child and he wailed, and black people sat their ass on social media. Y'all share that shit to this day. You have no love for one another. So stop with these fake fucking arguments, pretending you care about each other, because you don't. Here's a newsflash. Most people don't care about each other. Most people barely care about their families. Most people only care about their goddamn selves. So when you get over this fucking idea, this notion that y'all are so much better and you care so much because you come from the sun and you're so spiritual, you get over that shit and accept yourselves for who you are. You won't be thinking about why this person ain't doing this for you, why this person ain't doing that for you. You'll just do for yourself and move along in life. This man wailed. The first emotion he had felt in years. And y'all shared that shit. The Tyrese, the Michael Jordan, that's other black men sharing that. So you're eating your cheeseburger and your fries and your candy, and you want me to acknowledge how I'm aiding in you being fat. Come on now. Come on now. Get a grip. Get real. You ever see that 6,000 pound life? Is it 6,000 pound or 1,000 pound? Whatever, with Dr. Oz. And he don't take no shit from them. They're like, I'm trying, but he's like, you got to stop eating. You got to stop. You got to cut back. You got to do the program the way I say. That's it. That's the only way you're going to get a change. It's not going to be you keep doing what you're doing.
So you posting like you making some points. Like you literally get on here and you saying exactly what the hell you're saying. Exactly what I'm saying.
No, she was not saying exactly what you're saying. She's saying that a lot of the emasculation that y'all deal with, y'all give it to each other. So you have to start there. You place unrealistic expectations and boundaries on yourselves. You feel like you have to act like you're some rapper from the streets, and if you don't act like that and present like that, then you don't know who you are. Those are boundaries you place on yourselves. I promise you, I don't need you rubbing your hands like Birdman, licking your lips, and giving us whack bars. I don't need that from you. I don't need it. I'm not putting that pressure on you. Y'all put that pressure on each other. Do black women make y'all play Call of Duty? And y'all got 12-year-old little white kids on there calling y'all the N-word, emasculating you? Y'all sit out there and play that game and get bullied by these, and you don't have, I've never seen not one thread about how they let these little kids call them the N-word all day so they can play Call of Duty. Didn't I say I got y'all figured out? Where is your accountability? Where's your responsibility? If you don't start there, you're never going to get anywhere. I'm never going to take responsibility or accountability. I have not aided in you feeling emasculated. You feel emasculated, that's your problem.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Stop it. Y'all say everybody talking down to y'all. Somebody say something y'all don't agree with, they talking down. Watch out.
Anyways, that's it for that. I don't think that he approached this in an objective enough of way to have a sincere conversation between the two genders. So it is what it is. Another lost opportunity. If y'all actually cared about each other, y'all would be willing to have difficult conversations. But you're not, because you don't care about each other. So just admit it, okay? Just fucking admit it. Let me wrap this up. See some of you guys' comments, and then I'm going to head out. I stayed on here much longer than I anticipated, and now I've got to go over my lines before I get together with a bunch of other actors tonight. So, which is something I love to do. The Black community was given tons of money and grants in the 80s and 90s. Tons of money was given to the churches to help out mostly the men in the Black community. What did they do with that? Nada. Exactly. They said Wyclef was misappropriating funds from the Haiti relief, the Haiti earthquake relief funds. We already know the Clintons was doing it well. But Wyclef? Haiti got all this money for earthquake relief. All these celebrities like, give money to Haiti. Where is it? Where did it go? What happened to it? Your politicians are corrupt. Black politicians are corrupt. They're sellouts. They're not here defending anything. You try to go to a country where the people love their country, love their people, love their land. You can't give them $1 million to shut them up or to stop them from empowering their people. You go to any Black politician and say, here's $250,000. Never talk about reparations again. They're like, bet. Here's $1 million. Talk about why reparations doesn't make any sense and how it will never happen. They're going to take it. So the corruption is on a massive scale. The dysfunction starts from the top. Your leaders, your politicians, these celebrities, they're not setting an example that we should be helping one another. They're not. And because they don't, and that's all y'all care about and look up to, y'all not going to do it. Tragedy. Truly. The community didn't invest or do anything with the money they were given. They squandered it. Exactly. Completely corrupt. I heard about Brittany Griner. I haven't heard any media coverage on her. Very little. Brittany Griner is still in Russia right now, in a Russian prison. Nobody's helping her. Free Brittany Griner, man. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. There's no collective effort going on between Black people to bring awareness to her cause. There's no group of Black men bringing awareness to her cause. Nothing. But they want to talk about something. And then when we give y'all the ladder, where the ladder at? From the front to back. I'm not feeling that. Put one hand up. Can you repeat that? Where's the ladder at? Y'all ain't dropping no ladders over here. You have an idea of yourself that's not real. That's the reality. That's the motherfucking reality. Terrible, tragic. As Cosmic Journey says, I think people confuse social media with real life. They really do. Y'all got some crazy theories on social media too. I swear to God. I'll be listening to black people in these chat rooms and stuff, and I'll be like, oh my God, y'all need help. Y'all need help, man. He sounds like he has low racial esteem. I mean, this was very weird because I thought he was really trying to like join black men and women together, and he just ended up saying the same ranting, raving things that they always say here on social media, you know. He's like, yeah, I ain't helping us. Yeah. I'm like, what like what you mad about? Why do you need help from women? I can't make you the leader and give you my help. Again, I've led a lot of things. Nobody helped me when I was the leader. Nobody helped me. That's what happens when you're the leader. You don't get help. You get compliance because people trust your leadership. They will fall in line. Giggity. Okay? Now, Sunshine, you make probably the best point of the night. He hasn't said one positive word about black women. They can't do it. They cannot do it. But I'm supposed to make my channel all about saying positive things about them. When you don't find one channel of any of these dudes talking about some, I'm trying to join us, black love. They'll talk about black love with a picture of a black woman all greased up, oiled up, talking about something, I'm not fetishizing her. But why they always gotta be greased up and oiled up with their booties out, with their booties up in the air? Why? That's not fetishizing someone greased up with your booty in the air? Okay. They'll talk about black love and what y'all should be, how y'all should be sacrificing for them and how y'all should be submitting and how y'all should allow them to be the leader. They don't have not one good, kind word to say about you. Not one. And until that happens, you're not going to get it in response. I mean, you have Pygmecia sphere. Go there. Go to those women. There's so many Pygmecia spherians. But you'll come to women like me who I certainly don't want division. I think it's smart for people to work together. People that can work together should work together. But I'm not going to kiss your ass. I'm not going to give you what you haven't given me. They'll come on my channel, all types of names, but I'm supposed to be uplifting them. Where are the channels of y'all uplifting black women? You first, leader, head. So until they understand how to take accountability, until they understand how to control themselves, they're gonna always be getting their pick-me's to engage in these sort of discussions and ask these sort of questions. The real work lies with you. That's how it goes with anything. You want to lose weight? You got to do that. You can't have conversations on social media about what other people can do to help you lose weight. It lives in you, meadow, in the meadow. It lives in me. It lives in you. Okay, you understand that? Did you see The Lion King, Broadway? One of the best shows. Okay. Okay. He lives in you. I'm trying to empower you, motherfuckers. Look, I don't get paid for this. Shout out to Cosmic Journey. I don't get paid for this. I wish you empowerment. I wish you healing. I wish you stay the fuck off my channel with your negativity. That's what I honestly wish. But I don't know if you guys will ever be able to do that. So it is what it is. The battle continues. Thank you, Cosmic Journey. I appreciate you. Be the change you want to see. Be the change you want to see. You cannot interact with me and get the person that you got in the past that doesn't have boundaries. I'm not going to give you something and then expect you to give it to me in return. No, if I give you something, I expect nothing. Because I gave of my own free will. Y'all can't do the mental work to get yourselves in a better place. You're going to always feel defeated. And that's a horrible place to be. And I will not give you leadership capabilities. If you're a leader, then go lead. So, tragic. Okay. Love y'all. Thank you for being here. Cosmic Journey, you rock. Thank you for sticking through with me. It was really good to see you as always. And everyone else that's been here, thank you guys so much. I will see you soon. All right. Have a great evening. Mwah!